high. Top 4 list where legends never die. Video games, movies, sports on the line. Your favorites carved in stone divine. It's all about your top 4, nothing more. Rushmore Show kicking down the door. Ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top 4, nothing more.
This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more. Andy, it is Thursday. You know what that means? That means I got to move over and get in the screen. It is time to climb another mountain. Some new folks in the chat. The Happy is Tanita. Welcome in the chat. Welcome in the chat. Pick 6 cards. Thanks for showing up, man. We appreciate you. PNX in the house. Kevin Sims in the house. Welcome, everybody. Mecha Otaku, what's up, Ray? I see you there. Iowa's in the house. Barry, welcome back, Barry. Haven't seen you in a minute. And who else? Bryce J. Dub. By the way, guys, if you're in the chat, you probably have a wrench. And if you don't have a wrench, you'll have one soon. Be sure, once you get that wrench, start sharing your channels. Tell everybody hello. Jay Thompson, 1783. That is, like I like to say, W. Voggs is internet dad, but he's in the channel. 4 games that need a reboot, redone, remud. Yes, we're talking about top 4 games that you think need to be redone. It's me, Anna. Oh, Anna, what's up, Dory? Anna is one of my students. Say hello to Anna, everybody, and welcome to the chat. So everybody be good. Railbound Gaming, Zach is in the house. So look, Andy, we have a great channel. We have a great thing going on tonight. 18 of y'all, make sure. Here's the one rule. You don't have to stay the whole show, but before you go, drop in a like and make sure you share your top 4. All right? And if you share your top 4, that means everything for us. And Nightbot's busy saying hello. Streamlabs is in here now. Bot, all that junk is in there. So say hello, say hello, say hello. Andy, I got a couple of new things that are going on just to share out. Number 1, we have a Patreon. It's probably gonna go live into next week. Okay, I think we're ready. Basically, there are 2 ways to join us. 35 people in the chat already. What is going on?
Hey, we're almost at the record, and we haven't even started.
We haven't even started. The record, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is 42. Right?
Yeah, I remember that. There's a lot of PTSD attached to that for you.
Yeah, because when we broke the record, what's up, Edwin? What's up? I can't keep up with the chat. I don't want to have chat bankruptcy. I am trying to figure out where we're at. But hello, everybody. But Patreon's coming up. If you're already a member of the chat, the first 2 levels are the exact same. And then the next 3 levels are just a way that you can jump in and listen. You do not have to be a part of that to be a part of this community. But what we're doing is we're expanding our ministry, and we are joining more conventions. We're doing more things, and it just helps pay some ways to get out there. We are joining more conventions. We're doing Bailey Crowder in the house. Well, hello, Taylor. Taylor's got some friends in here. Kylie Kling saying hello. Yeah, we're going to get them out here in a second. Don't go nowhere, I promise. And so we got a Patreon. Also, Andy, been working on the merch. We've got a Redbubble. That's going to be out soon. I'm dropping a ton of stuff in there. We've got a coffee mug in there and 1 shirt in there right now. But I'm getting it all done. And then last but not, obviously, very, very not least, we have our next set of shows coming up, which we've booked all of our music friends. If you love music and movies and TV, that stuff is coming soon. So don't go nowhere. We have 2 more weeks of amazing video game stuff. And no bars, Torado's in the house. Andy, how's your week been? You've been moving. Let everybody know you're moving. That's why there's no Kiss behind you. There's no.
Yeah, there's a couple spackled spots of the wall. That's all that's happening there.
You're moving. Where are you going, man? Well, you don't have to tell everybody where you're going, but what are you doing?
Well, moving. That's, you said it all. I've been packing all week, so it's kind of a procrastination on my messages.
Hey, we already got a top 4 up in here, 2 of them.
Yeah, we got 2 top 4s.
Ego Taco says, top 4, Tonelico 2, Radiata Stories, Ape Escape 1, and Mega Man Legends. Hey, look out. Maybe. Jay Thompson says, Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, great game, NASCAR, Dirt, Daytona, Kajiro, The Deception, and dude, I love Worms Armageddon. When I was in Iraq, Andy, we played Worms like crazy. And Anna, yeah, Worms. Yeah, I played Worms like crazy. It was awesome. I like your content, Mr. P. Thank you, Anna. Hey, let's get this thing going. Andy.
Let's do it.
2 things. I went to Rocket City Retro Fest last week, and it was amazing. I got this cool shirt there. Look at this amazing thing, right? I showed it off last, but boom, there it is.
Nice.
Little cool Star Fox. But great time just connecting with people. Got a lot of people coming on the show. And this week coming up is our next, not this weekend, but next weekend is our next convention in Morgan City. So stay tuned so you can hear all about that. Andy, let's get these guys out here. It's time. We're 6 minutes in. Everybody's saying hello. They're ready to chat. They're not here to see us anyways. They're here to see our guests. So let's our guest out here. Be our guest. Be our guest. Today, we're doing top 4 games that need a reboot. Let's get it.
There we go.
Comment of the night. Tag it. Pin it, Andy, right here. If they remade some N64 games, they might actually be playable. Pin that comment.
Wait.
Somebody pin that comment.
Aren't you supposed to be on vacation or something, Kevin? What are you doing?
Look, I can ban that user and delete the comment. Nah, that's Kevin. He knows what he's talking about. So, anyways, let's get this thing going. We almost have a top 4 guests in here this week. We had a top 3. So, welcome to the show. You guys all know him. He's been on the show 3 times. This is his 4th time. He's done training montages. He's done boss battles. He's done, I don't know. He'll tell you what he's done. But let's get our top favorite dad from Iowa out here, Zach Schnack. Get on Zach out here. There he is.
What's up, fella?
Zach's in the house.
Oh, hey.
You guys, Zach was supposed to be on a month ago. His boss said, "Oh, heck no. You got to be at work. Rushmore is not that important." So he asked to move back. And we squeezed him in here today because we had to have him this go round. And Zach, thanks for jumping back over. Let's get our other 2 out here, though. Next for the show today is going to be, look, you guys all know Dave Bryan. He's been on the show twice. He's running the Augusta Gaming Expo. He connected us through Instagram and through all the other stuff with a cool little startup gaming developer called Crybaby Games. We reached out, we talked a little bit, and Taylor from Crybaby, along with kind of the co-director, whatever they call them, of Augusta Gaming Expo. Taylor's on the show tonight. Crybaby Games, welcome to the show, Taylor.
Hi.
Taylor, I apologize. I apologize. I'm the one that types up all the things, and I have big fat fingers, and I forgot to put an E on the end. And
That's all right.
You're Taylor
big
Daniels. You're Taylor Daniel tonight, or
Okay.
so Taylor Daniels here. But thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, it is going to be a blast. And you guys are up very soon to share all your stuff. Everybody wants to know about you and talk to you. Let's get our last guest out here. Andy, we've been in this kind of community now for about 2.5 years. We haven't got to meet everybody, but we have met a lot of people. I mean, the big dogs that most people love, the RNG gamers and the Retro Ricks. I met Retro Rick this week, and we had Saturn Steve, and we've had Retro Cart. We've had all these guys. And listen, there's this big party that all these guys go to once a year in Greenville, South Carolina. We've gone now 3 times, me and my son. And this last time I saw him, and I didn't get a chance to talk with him, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. Let me see if this guy's cool enough and wants to come on the channel, shoot him a message. Amazing dude. He's like, heck yeah, I'm on. And this doesn't happen very often. He's like, and I already know the topic like 6 months ago. So he's the one that picked the topic tonight. Welcome to the show, Southeast Gaming Exchange, and now a part of Rocket City Retro Fest and sponsoring our guys in Augusta and everything else that he's doing in the video game world. He likes to say low profile. He told me only people want to talk about my conventions. I'm glad we don't have to talk about that too much. Welcome to the show, Austin Bell, the director, the guy over all these people. There he is. Now, we got a full house, man. Full house. Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, oh, by the way, Regettas Con Adventures. Regettas Con Adventures, I bet. Anyways, over on the Twitch, which reminded us, if you guys have a Twitch, jump over there. We are like this close to affiliate with those guys. They're the last ones out of all of this. So if you got a Twitch, go watch us over there. Full
disclosure, I don't even have a Twitch. So
you're this close to affiliate over there. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, I can help us out.
Mario Brothers 3 in the style of Mario 64 Odyssey, Parasite Eve series, Arcadia, and Wild Arms. Those are fantastic picks. So yeah, if you guys watch us from over there, we might actually hit that by the end of the month. So with that being said, thanks for being here, guys. Zach, you are first to go tonight. Since you're first to go, and then it's Taylor and then Austin. Austin, why don't you tell us all about your channel, who you are, and whatever first. So when we get to that, just jump into it. So Austin, tell us all about who you are, what's going on with these conventions, what video games, what got you started, whatever you want to share, and where people should go to support and come visit these amazing conventions.
Absolutely. So I'll try to keep it as brief as possible.
You don't have to, but you can.
Oh, well, it would take a long time.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of have my hands in a whole bunch of different things in the community. I started and run the Southeast Game Exchange. We're going on 10 years in Greenville, South Carolina this July. So we're really excited about our 10-year anniversary. We've got a lot of big things planned. Really, really excited about that. As you mentioned, I also am kind of behind the scenes for Rocket City Retro Fest. One of the three guys that put on that show. And then I've got my hands in a couple of other more Comic-Con. They're not near as fun as doing video game shows, but got my hands in a couple of Comic-Con shows, and then own a retro video game store in Corinth, Mississippi called Corinth Gaming Center. So that's kind of what's going on with me. I don't have a YouTube channel other than Southeast Game Exchange, which we put our like promo videos and stuff. We are hoping to do a lot more with that channel moving forward. But I'm not a content creator. I got guys that work with me that are much more talented. And yeah, I enjoy the community, been part of it for what seems like a very long time. I've been very blessed with just the connections we've been able to make and the growth of especially Southeast Game Exchange and the new Rocket City Retro Fest. Both have been embraced by the community, and yeah, just it's exciting. It's fun.
Yeah, dude, you are envied by many, and I bet you'd say, bro, if you knew what I had to get through to get all these things done, you probably don't want my job. But I know a lot of people just on the YouTube side, they see these. So I have, it's probably, here it is. Here's the last event guide, and I was showing it off, like when we came back last time. But like this portion is just wild, right? And I bet when you started this thing, you were like, yeah, maybe we'll have some fun. But that's the second page. And then I think there's a third page, right? It's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then there's this section over here. So there's like 4 pages of this amazing content creator. So everybody's always like, yeah, wow. So I bet that is overwhelming. Thanks for coming on the show and being part. Yo, what's up, MXS Retro? Been on the show before as well. One of the amazing people in the thing. Hey, I want to reach out real quick to this. Anna is a part of my channel. Anna, I would love to chat that up. Come see me. Our community guys, we'll pray for this tonight. Again, we're not a Christian channel, but we're not a Christian channel, and we're both pastors. My community, which this is the community of our school, had a huge fire that lost 5 houses this week. I'm sure that's one of the things weighing on Anna and her community. So we'll probably pray for that at halftime. So during the halftime, we'll definitely do that. So thank you guys for being here, and be nice to Anna. So hey, so come and find me, Anna, and then we'll chat. I'll get you to the counselor or whatever you need. So thank you, Austin, for being here. So you're up now, Taylor. So tell us all about, yeah, you're welcome. Of course, Anna. It's all about you guys. Taylor, tell us all about Crybaby. Tell us all about a gaming expo. Tell us about you, why video games. What are you developing? I saw the amazing news spot you did today.
Thank you.
And that's so awesome. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, so this is a project that's been in the works for about 1.5 years now. This is something that actually just was born on Facebook. It started with just some simple Facebook messages back and forth, some networking. I have found that I am an incredibly powerful networker. And now we have a small team of indie developers where we are working on a independent title being developed in Unreal Engine 5.6. It is a survival horror game called Soul Witness. We have started development, but it is in very early development. This game has a focus in Southern Gothic and Appalachian folklore. So kind of wanting to change the horror gaming atmosphere a little bit. I feel like there is a lot of shock value or just these cheap kind of jump scares, hyper realistic gore. And that's not really what I am kind of looking for in gaming. Oh, hi, Bailey. That's my sister. Hi.
Hey, Bailey. Welcome in. Oh, and Honky Kong's back. Prayers up for Bryce. I missed prayer. Oh, Bryce, we're praying at halftime. We'll definitely pray for you. Of course, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just not a fan of the hyper-realistic gore. The way that this is supposed to play is it's supposed to play more like a comic book. I want to kind of pay more homage to the older generation of gaming. So like the retro, the 90s, the PlayStation 2, you know, even some early PlayStation 3 era, but bring it into the modern century. I want it to be kind of like a 2.5D, where it's a lot of 2D, but you're still able to navigate within the universe. It's not just a flat plane. And I can't think of anything scarier than a lot of Appalachian folklore. I feel like this is a completely untapped market, and just whether it's business or just folklore storytelling, I feel like it's just something that really needs to be brought to the forefront more. So not only do we have that project, we are also able to make mini games through Fortnite. We have 3 games that are available currently. One of them I'm going to have to pull soon. It was a Halloween special, but of course, us being horror game developers and Halloween kind of, you know, falling under that category, I've kept it up a little bit longer than I should have. But I do have another game that I'm working on to get published soon based on a cryptid that I'm developing or kind of creating based off of local folklore for where my family is from. That project is called The Holler Man. I can go more into that later. But it's a really interesting concept because it takes a little bit of inspiration from my favorite cryptid, which is Mothman. You can kind of see him chilling right there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I also partner with David on the Augusta Video Gaming Exposition. I do a lot of promo for him. I have traveled all around the Southeast, going to plenty of vendor conventions. I went to Playthrough in Raleigh this year, and that was my first actual game development convention. And that was honestly a dream come true. We were able to submit some of our Fortnite mini games to be taken in consideration for game of the year. And of course, with us being a newer studio, I did not expect anything. We didn't place or anything, and that's completely fine with me. We're very new, and we don't have a lot of funding as these other studios might have. But I'm just very thankful for the experience altogether. I've been in this gaming space since I was 5. I'm 30, so 25 years of gaming, and I'll be graduating with a degree in computer science in June.
Nice.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you.
real quick, Mecha Otaku, thank you for highlighting us. There's just a lot of things going on in the chat. Mecha Otaku, thank you for highlighting us. I just got to read that while she was talking. And absolutely, it's a blast at Siege. Make sure you come and see us if you're down there at Siege. And last but not least, he says right here, going to be hanging out with my dude RNG. I hope he'll introduce me to you. If I see you, I only been to one gaming expo before that. Super hype. Look, Ray is going to be on the show in 3 weeks during music. And we can't wait to have you, Ray. DJ Courageous in the house. I think DJ Courageous will eventually be on our channel too. Love hanging out in his. He's a Christian. He's a Christian DJ on Twitch. What an amazing show that is. Go check him out. Thanks for being over there on the purple side, DJ Courageous.
Hey.
Often the goat of convention owners.
There you go. Hey, Kirk, as she was talking about Appalachian Focus for a video game, I was like, man, a Rougarou video game would be sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a Rougarou is
the Cajun werewolf.
It's from Cajun country. Yeah. So
or a stalker like for Wendigo.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's get this thing rolling. We are now to Zach. Zach, you tell us all about your channel. Tell everybody how to find you. By the way, a ton of you have wrenches in the chat. Share your channels. Zach, tell her you know the deal. Share everything about Iowa Retro Gamer Dad, and then you're gonna get into Rosie. Criteria, Rosie. Let's get this thing going.
All right. Well, from Iowa, obviously, I play games, and I'm a dad. So it's very simple, easy coming up with the name for the channel. I didn't have to go too far to figure that out. So the channel has been all over the place over the past few years. When I first started off, it was mainly pickup videos, collections, and a lot of it was just kind of collabing with friends that were similar, very small channels. Most of us only had like 50 subs for the longest times. Some took off, some kind of stuck around. And then over the years, it was kind of like a push to try to get monetized because that was most people when they start a YouTube channel, that's the number one goal. Hey, let's try and make some money on it. So after a while, I kind of let that dream slide and just focused on making videos that I liked. And then, I started doing more videos talking about the games themselves, the pricing, and kind of helping people buy and not spend an arm and a leg. I was one of the original guys that started calling out DK Oldies a lot and doing some of those other stuff and talking about the pricing market. And then that exploded my channel. And then after that kind of died down, I was sitting here, I watched a YouTube channel talk about how their collection had became more of a burden than a blessing. And I kind of sat here and thought about that more. And then all the cons of owning a collection over the years kind of sprang on me. If my youngest son was down here, I was kind of worried about him being around some of the stuff because, this game's, worth $200, or this box over here, it's worth a little bit of money. I don't want it to be crinkled, or, and I don't want him to break my controller. And then on top of it, I was starting to run out of room. I was investing in a bunch of these shelves, and then I was still running out of room. And I had a hard time saying no to buying stuff. And I started talking about that and being real with people on my channel. And at first, it was kind of mixed. I had a lot of people that started, calling me a Debbie Downer, or that my channels really turned negative. But I had way more people reach out and say how much of an inspiration it was for them and how much it was kind of touched them and made them push to get rid of some of their own stuff because they kind of felt the same way. They were like, I felt like I had to buy these, especially talking about channels and influences and stuff, how, you know, certain channels would do a hidden gem video and we felt influenced. We felt like we had to buy that game just because we liked them so much, and so on and so forth. But nowadays I back off a little bit on the content. I make videos, you know, occasionally one or two, maybe every 2 weeks, and kind of, because for a while there I had to take a break 2 years ago because I was pumping out videos every 2 days, guys, and I was overworking myself. I have 2 jobs, 3 kids, and all this other stuff going on, a swing shift job, and I was just pumping out videos and I burned myself out. I had focused so much on this that I took 2 months almost off, and after that it's been kind of like watch myself, because I have a tendency of pushing myself too hard, which is what also pushed into talking about collection addiction and some of those other stuff. I'm a huge supporter of men's mental health, and I always tell people all the times, if you need help, ask for help. Don't be afraid. Don't be a macho man. If you're struggling, get help. And last year, coming up in May, I've been a born again Christian. I was baptized at a church, and then me and the wife have really gotten into being a Christians again, and then it's been awesome. It's been absolutely beautiful, and I think a lot of it started from actually coming on this show, and you know, being more open with other men and stuff about Christianity and stuff like that. That really helped me, and my wife, of course, who I love dearly, was a good push for me to start watching church a little bit more, opening a book a little bit more, and it's just been wonderful ever since.
That's great stuff.
But yeah, that's basically we're about, you know, positivity, trying to get, you know, mental health is important, and people don't thrive unless they work on themselves. So moving on into the criteria, when I was thinking about this, I had to think hard about what I wanted to do, because let's face it, I grew up a huge RPG fan, so instantly my top 4 was just RPGs, and I was like, I don't really want to do that. I want to branch out and do some other stuff.
Thank you for bringing out.
yeah, because otherwise, I mean, I'm not. There's still some on my list, but I mean, I kind of worked on some stuff, and I kind of was looking back at some of the games I used to play when I was younger. They have kind of really gone off the radar, and I think they could either come back as a cool maybe indie game, or, you know, not necessarily a AAA title by any means, but just some fun little game stuff. But so for my Rosie, so this one I tossed a couple of these back and forth. Obviously, it's usually whatever's been on the Ben Franklin list that kind of fights with the other ones to get up and down.
Right.
I did, for all my choices, I did try to stay, obviously not extremely retro, but tried to stay, you know, PS1 era and before, because I kind of wanted to do that. And I tried to stick to some that didn't have a bunch of games in their franchise. This first one obviously had a few different games, but it hasn't been out since like the PS1. So my Rosie I actually went with was Road Rash.
Yes.
Wow. So if you're
Fun
not
game.
familiar with this I think originally came out on the Sega Genesis. I remember I had it, or I rented it a lot, and then I got it, and then my buddy got it. And then I remember we were at a birthday party, and we just played this for hours. And I remember we did not know how, if you're not familiar with Road Rash, it was an old motorcycle game where you're racing, but on top of that, there's weapons you can pick up, and you're actually like legitly punching the other guys as you're racing down the track. You could pick up like chains or like clubs, and obviously the better the weapon it is, the easier it is to knock the other guys off. And the whole goal is to get to the, you know, be first with whatever means it takes. And I think that nowadays, if they could do something along with that, a racing game that can make it look amazing, have all different kinds of weapons, and like, you know, not necessarily make it like extremely gory by any means, but you can make it very like arcadey and actiony, and, you know, hitting people with stuff and just knocking them off and then keep going. So kind of like it'd be, I think, a little bit more of like a motorcycle based, like if they could do like a Mario Kart kind of thing, I think that'd be really cool.
I love this pick so much. Thank you. But immediately when I think of this game, I think of the soundtrack to Road Rash is one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. I mean, when Rusty Cage comes on the radio, I think of Road Rash, right?
Yep.
It's a
this
good pick, man. You guys,
such a good game.
Austin, Taylor, do you like Road Rash?
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar, unfortunately.
Yeah, I played it on the
Taylor's the young end of
PC.
the
I didn't
group.
have it on the
He's
Genesis.
gonna miss
Yeah.
out on some retro tonight, I bet. Austin, you like this one?
Oh yeah, no, it's a great pick. I played it. I was just saying, I played it on the PC. I didn't have it on the Genesis. I wasn't a Genesis kid. That's funny. Which we'll get to that
Isaac's in
later.
here throwing 64.
Well, but hey, Road Rash did have a 64. Road Rash 64 was
Yep.
really good.
Yep.
I had it on the PC, the Genesis, and the 64.
Yep. I had the Genesis once, and I remember, like I said, we rented it a lot because it was just like we were kids and we felt like, we're hitting this guy with a chain to knock him off his motorcycle. It's kind of naughty, or you know what I mean? It was kind of like it, but it was kind
I
of
100% played this game. I just can't place where. Like probably Kevin's, who was in the chat. I mean, he had every game known to man when we were kids. But was there an arcade for this? And was there an actual arcade game?
I don't think so. I have something in my mind, but I can't tell if that was like MotoGP or
I
something
don't know.
because I had kind of like
know
the
I
same
played it.
coloring.
This is a fun game. It mixes, it's like arch rivals of motorcycle racing, right? Like I remember playing basketball doing that stuff. But yeah, fun game. And that's a good hot start though. Real good start. I know Andy loves this one. He talks about Road Rash quite a bit. So Taylor, your turn. So
Yeah.
it's Rosie. Give us your criteria, and then what is your fourth pick of the night?
So, my criteria for number 4 was just something that reminded me of childhood that I had great memories of. I went with something that I specifically remember playing with this kid that my mom used to babysit. We used to play this game together for hours. I would like to see this specific franchise make a comeback. I'm not typically one for fighting games, but this game was just, I spent hours playing this game, and it is a Genesis game as well. But I'm going with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Sega Genesis.
Yes.
We're making fans. Andy, you love this one.
I'm just happy
The
tonight.
remake though.
We've gone 2 for 2, no RPGs. I know that some are coming later, but we've gone Genesis. We've gone a banger after a banger. These are great ones. I was always, not just because we have a guest on by the same name, but I was always Zach, man. I was always the Black Ranger. That's the
He
guy.
did the spinning thing with the axe.
Yes, he did. Axe is the coolest suit. I also was like a metalhead, so it was like, man,
Yeah.
how metal is the Black Ranger, right?
Right.
Don, and anyway.
Yeah, I have something to piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 5 years old, I was at the Halloween costume contest, and I was dressed as the Pink Ranger. And in my head, I just knew I was going to win that contest. And when I didn't, it absolutely crushed me. And I will never forget just how disappointed. I remember like sitting on the wall and crying because I thought for sure.
That was your origin story.
That's my villain origin story.
Good
For sure.
origin story. That was the Pink Ranger. I was the Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
This is a great pick. This is a really good pick.
So-
I'm gonna make a lot of enemies, but I was not a Power Ranger fan at
There's
I'm not
always-
either.
There's always
I'll tell you this.
I didn't
Austin,
get it. It didn't make sense.
It
It
didn't
looked
make sense.
really fake. I just was not into it at all.
Voltron here all day.
let me ask
Absolutely, Voltron.
Here's the
So
deal.
here's the deal. Power Rangers, when they were big, they dropped. I've said this story a couple times. The first set of action figures, they came in the triangle like box, and they were like 12-inch or whatever. I was working at KB Toys at the time, and they had these crazy, moms for their like 12-year-old kids, and they were all like, "Oh, let us in! You got the Power Rangers." I'm like, "Bro, what the heck? This is like back then I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. How can they actually want this?" So I went and bought them all. I was like, it's got to be worth something because once they buy them, and I still have them. That's about all I really got in the Power Rangers. Then I had a son,
But the
and
question-
he absolutely loves Power Rangers. Well, loved when he was younger. But Andy's a huge
Kurt was the original reseller.
Yeah, so Kirk's 10 years older than I am, so I'll be 37.
Sure.
Austin, how old are you?
I'm about to turn 40.
So you're not.
I was the age. I was the age
That's
that
what I
I
was
should have
saying.
liked it. I just
Yeah, I'm
couldn't get into
38.
it.
I couldn't get enough Power Rangers. I was
I know.
building houses with cardboards and acting like we were fighting
Agent
monsters, knocking them over.
Austin was more of a VR Troopers guy.
Yeah,
Hey, Agent Smith,
what
thanks
was that
for being
Beetle
here, man.
Beetle something too?
Beetleborgs. I loved Beetleborgs too. Listen, I loved all of it.
You brought Beetleborgs up in the
Scary,
Ancient
scary.
Heroes or whatever. That
Biker mice from Mars.
we
Yeah,
actually
what
did a Henshin, hey, friends. If you guys like Power Rangers, we did a Henshin Heroes with our guys from Monster Ball, and I was so out of my element. I was like, dude, I'm throwing darts. I had Voltron for sure. I was like picking like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah,
like a person that changes into somebody, right? So like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I also really loved Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. So there was that too.
there you go, there you go. Hey, Mecha Otaku, happy birthday on Monday, turning 30. Got a lot of things going on in the chat. Agent Smith, good to see you back. Make sure you hit the like, drop your top 4 before you head out. If you haven't already, the like is the most important thing that I've found on these lives, because once the live is over, unless depending on how many likes are there, depends on how many other people will actually see it. So hit that like; it's the most important thing. Man, that's awesome. 2 Genesis games right out the gate, man. So Austin, you're up. Save us from Sega. Just kidding. You could drop Sega. I like Sega. Sega. So Austin, what's your criteria today? You're almost 40. So that gives a little bit of your criteria. Where are you going? You chose this topic. I'm sure you got some bangers.
I don't know if I would go there. You set the bar really high, guys. No, my criteria was I there's a couple on here that I don't know. Anytime in conversation comes up, I always go to these. And then I guess the criteria for picking the rest of them was I don't know, I just tried to pick some more obscure games maybe, but that I think would just really be cool to have a modern either reboot or remake of it. And so yeah, I don't know. My criteria is weird. I kind of didn't have a criteria.
Cool. That's cool. That is the criteria. That makes sense.
So I am going to go away from the Genesis.
Good.
Yep. Now I do have a Genesis game on my list, but I'm going to go away from the Genesis on number 4, and I believe this was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. But I'm going to choose, and I don't have a copy of it on me, but I'm going to choose Army of Two. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that game or not, but it was a couch. It's a couch co-op, kind of, I don't know, third-person adventure shooter. I don't know, game. I remember playing it with my roommate back a long time ago, and it was a lot of fun. I will say it is got some language in it, so beware of that. But now that I have got a 6-year-old, we just got through playing like Split Fiction and It Takes Two, and I really miss that couch co-op split screen type of games. And I think if they were to go back, and obviously shoot 'em ups or shooters are always fun. Yeah, I think a reboot of Army of Two would be I wouldn't let my 6-year-old play it now, but when he gets older, it would be fun to have those type of experiences again.
Yeah. Then they reboot it, they clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what happens. It's a hypothetical world anyway.
Exactly.
I've not played this game. As soon as you say PS3 Xbox, I mean, I really have not played more, even though, which is crazy. I was typing in like retro games that should be remade, and it was like this game on the PS3. I'm like, that's not retro. How is that retro? But
20 years old.
Yes, it is. But,
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it.
So I just refuse to believe that. But anyway, yeah, it's not games that I played. I was, for whatever reason at that time, I was just not playing video games. It was in that weird window for me. But looks cool. I'm looking it up here. Looks very cool.
I'll throw this out. I haven't played this either, but I always was drawn to the cover. Like the two guys, the mask, kind of reminds me of Crossbones when they brought him in the Marvel, the MCU. But the game looks amazingly fun. It's one of those ones I'll see at the convention and be like, yeah, I might want to play that a time or two. I just haven't. And I'm glad you brought it up because it's a reminder that there's so many amazing games out there that I wanted as a kid that I never got to play. You did mention the couch co-op, like Split Fiction and stuff like that. Dude, that is some of my favorite stuff to watch stream. Is when is those games, hearing the two guys kind of plan to how to attack this. And I remember back in the day just playing like side scrolling like Contra, right? Like with the buds and just both of us just, getting the Contra code and going to play. And this is just a level up of that. And that's really cool. And don't worry about the language. Was it 2 weeks ago, Andy? I dropped a Grand Theft Auto 3, which I didn't let my kids play that either, but it was worth throwing out there. But yeah, there's that. Oh, Dusty's in the house. Everybody, that's Matt. Dusty's got an amazing Pokemon and video game channel. Go check him out. Yeah, awesome.
Probably was one of the last couch co-ops besides games like No Way Out and stuff that's come out now. This is I remember that they really don't do split screen at all anymore. It's in the house we had to get two PS5s if I wanted to play with my one son because we couldn't play games together unless it was like Madden or something like that. But yeah, I remember this was it's probably one of the last real couch co-ops that have kind of
I love that genre. I love that whole it just brings me back.
Yeah.
Split screen. Stop staring at my screen.
Yeah, that's
Having the sheet pulled over your head.
Yeah. 100%. Makes me think of like sleepovers.
Split the screen for real and making it like you're in two different rooms on the TV and kind of doing that whole deal. Yeah, man. This is fun stuff, man. This is what this is about. Way to bring. We call it nostalgia therapy here. Our Thursday night. So Thursday night is therapy night. So good pick, man. Good pick. So you guys in the chat, did y'all love Army of Two? Have you played it? Drop it in the chat there. Andy, you're up.
Yeah. So just like Austin, I don't have
a hot take right there, Isaac. EA fell off since then.
Wow. Well, there you go. Just like Austin, I don't really have a criteria tonight. I just picked 4 games that I think should need a reboot. That's all I did. I don't know. They were games that I played. They're games that maybe they have not had. They've not continued through a series, although some of them I realize have, but I want to reboot like a specific game of that series, whatever, just kind of with modern things. So kind of each one is in its own ways a little bit different as to why. But the overall criteria is just they were games that I played that I would like to play again as kind of maybe an updated version of it. So my Rosie, Austin, you did as best as you could to get us off of the Genesis track, but I'm bringing us right back on track with the Sega.
No.
But this is where the train leaves the track for me because this is my only Genesis pick tonight, at least in my top 4. We'll get to Benjamin's later. But my number 4, dude, I've mentioned this game multiple times on the channel for various reasons. It was a game that I felt like when I had it as a kid, it was like a best kept secret. Like it wasn't, everybody talks about the Sonics and talks about all these other games that are just like, they're great games, and they're especially for the Genesis and things like that. But it was kind of one of those ones where I was like, I just don't even know if like people even talk about this or even know this game. I think that it would be a really cool remake today. It's a fighting game, and it's just the cool concept of like the fight is the main thing, but there's so many things happening around you. I'm going to go to for any Godzilla fans out there, I'm going to King of the Monsters for the Sega Genesis.
Wow,
Nice.
This was a fun game. Again, it's titans and monsters and whatever fighting against each other, but you're basically collateral damage of the city that you're fighting on top of, right? So it could be bridges, buildings, different things that are just being destroyed as you're kind of going about your business fighting this other monster. It wasn't just a 2D in the sense of it, being, linear one side to the other. You kind of could move around the town and the area that you're in. But besides that, it was just a fighting game, right? I mean, that was a cool concept for me. I was a big Godzilla fan growing up. My dad liked to watch Godzilla. And so it kind of brought in some of those things, but it wasn't specifically just Godzilla, although there were some characters on there that kind of resembled it. Again, I don't think it was officially Godzilla licensed or anything, but it was basically like you knew that was Godzilla that you were fighting as. But there were so many really cool characters in this game that you got to choose between. And what was cooler than a kid just destroying a city and destroying a monster at the same time? It would be cool today with an updated version of this game, I believe. I'm going to go King of Monsters.
I'm so glad you said King of Monsters because I thought based off of the buildup, you were about to say Clay Fighter.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
He's also known to throw balls out there too.
That one doesn't need to be remade. Although technically it should be remade because it was horrible, but it's okay. We're okay with leaving it where it is. But
I think they had the Godzilla that was on the PS4. I never played it, but it's super expensive game, but it looked really cool. It kind of played more into the destroying stuff kind of aspect.
Yeah, I'm I like this pick. I'm shocked of this pick. You don't mention this one too often. But it would be interesting to see new graphics.
That's kind of what I was thinking with
new
it.
movesets. It was quite choppy a little bit. And I think that's kind of what leads into my criteria tonight when I talk about mine. So I think this is a great pick. I'm just a little shocked because I know where you usually live, and this isn't the neighborhood. So
I've heard of this game before, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna. I honestly, I don't know if I'd done this one, but did you ever play? I guess I shouldn't say these other games because they might be on somebody's list, but it reminded me of the.
Go ahead.
The PS2 had what was that? War of the Monsters, where it was like an old 50s movies, and then it was like like the whole government's in there, and there's just these big monsters that are fighting each other, and you use the whole the city and stuff as you can rip antennas off and throw them at each other, and it'll stick in them. But I think it's a good game if you ever look that up. But that would kind of make me think of what if we could do a remake of that, that'd be cool to go back to those, having all the kaiju. Is that how they say that? Kaiju? I don't remember. How they say it, but obviously, and then let's face it, Godzilla and King Kong are still huge to this day. No pun intended. But the movies and stuff are just still doing amazing, so I think it'd be cool.
Hey, there he is. Welcome on in. There he is, David.
Hi, David.
Here. Manny had a great comment. I just pinned it. It took the place of the N64 comment. He said, "I look forward to the Rushmore podcast on Thursday nights for my nostalgia therapy." Thank you, man. This is a good pick, man.
Taylor,
especially with all the hype that's going on with the new Godzilla 1 and all that. We have the guy that we did Henshin Heroes with. He is Monster Island Vault. That's his thing. That's his jam. Power Rangers and Godzilla.
Taylor, have you played this game?
Yeah.
I have not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I just knew because Genesis. I didn't know if that was one that you had played, but
So I had a Genesis for a short period of time. I had two games that I can think of. No, I had three games that I can remember playing. One of them was Echo the Dolphin, and
oh yeah,
that one is off right there. We're done with the Genesis.
I was in the middle of playing that, and I was in a fight with somehow my sister and I ended up fighting, and she kicked my Genesis, and it stopped working.
Oh,
So that
no.
was the end of my Genesis era until I became an adult, and I was able to purchase my own Sega Genesis, which now I have those same 3 games again as an adult. But I want to expand more into it because I know you've got the classic like Aladdin and Lion King, you know. I have access to play Genesis through my Switch, but I enjoy having that actual physical copy. You know,
The clamshells are so nostalgic for Sega
Yeah.
Genesis. The clamshells are so cool.
and plus this is such a good copy. It's in such good shape.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like the clamshells.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So Mecha Otaku, Pokemon Snap won't count because new. So yeah,
Hey, things not counting has never stopped me in the past.
yeah. Welcome to the show. Well, we could go back and review some of his picks in the past, but we'll hold that till later. All right. Well, I guess it's mine. I've finished this first round. We're going to be here all night if we don't get going. So here's the deal. We got to crank it up a little bit. But my next criteria, real quick. I went to my shelf back here. I looked around, said, which one of these games would I love to see new graphics, new style, either because the play was wonky or I just love the game and would love to see it revamped. I've got 8 games. I'm scared of one of them getting picked for the Benjamins. So I have a 9th in my mind, but I think I should be able to make it for most of them. My first pick, my Rosie, Andy, I have to do it, man. I just have to. So we're going right to the RPG route.
It's not even surprised anymore.
We're going right in. It's not surprising. Hey, look, but I'm going to go with it's probably surprising which one it won't be surprising because it's a reboot or remake, but it may be surprising that this is the version that I'm picking. I'm going with one that really so my favorite series of all time is Final Fantasy, but I'm picking one that isn't necessarily a Final Fantasy game. It just got the title slapped on it. It's really a part of the Saga series. I'm going with Final Fantasy Legend from the original Game Boy, and that is my original 8-year-old Kirk on there. And here's the thing: this game was ahead of its time, but it was wonky. It was weird. It was kind of a hard play. The way you picked it, I would love to see this redone with a new fighting style. Not necessarily even a new fighting style, but just brought to current standards. You could pick 4 characters. Each character leveled up different ways: human, mutant, I think robot, and one other. But they all leveled up different ways. This game was so much fun as a kid. I think it was my second Game Boy game, maybe my third, and I was like, my eyes lit up when I saw a Final Fantasy game, and when I got it, I was like, wait a second, this is different, this is weird, and I loved playing it. I love going back to it every once in a while, and just the nostalgia therapy, just playing it, but it is a hard play because of kind of the mechanics that are involved. I would love to see what Final Fantasy VII remastered that they did on recently, something maybe similar to that with this character mindset. I was originally, here's a veteran move, going to say Final Fantasy 1, but they did the whole remaster for all that. This one is one of the few that hasn't been remastered in the series, and it's different. And so I'm going to go Final Fantasy Legend first. It has some sequels. It has a 2 and a 3, which I think those 2 have been brought to color life. This one is just old, monochromatic, Game Boy love, man. So I'm going that.
I love that pick. I came so close to putting. I didn't play the original. I played Legends 3. I don't know why. That's just the one we had. But I came very, very close to putting Legend 3 on my list. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I would just love to see this redone new. I mean, Andy, I know you have no idea what I talked about for about 5 minutes.
Exactly how it is.
He disassociated.
Yeah, I was. I don't know what I was doing. I was just figuring
Well, let's face it. When I originally started this, the first 4 that came out of my mind was different Final Fantasy games. Because let's face it, each one, and that's why I included the 16-bit remaster dude in my little title thing down there, was because when they released that whatever big pixel remaster collection, I had to find it. But I actually never had played this one as much. I think I might have tested the waters with an emulator back in the day because I didn't really have a Game Boy. And then when I did have one, I had a Game Boy Color, and basically all I played on it was Pokemon. And that was on the bus on the ride home. But usually, if it's got Final Fantasy in the name, I love it. So I'm sure I definitely need to dive into this sooner or later. But
Yeah, and honestly, it's like a whole nother series. And I didn't even know
Yeah.
that until Kevin, my guy Kevin. It's the Saga series. It was like it's a Japanese name, and basically Final Fantasy was hot at the time. We're going Game Boy. We need to get something on Game Boy that with this hot top, and they slapped it on there. It's got. I mean, here's the only real connection. It is like a medieval style swords and shields. The whole rest of it has nothing even to do with it. I mean, type thing. So it's a real fun thing. So, anyways, that's
Yeah.
our first round. And Andy, go ahead, smash that for a little bit.
Hey, Growbound Gaming, real quick, has gave his top 4. Number 4, Half-Life. 3, Red Faction. Gauntlet, number 2, and then Jack and Daxter at the number 1. What a
I
pick!
almost chose both Gauntlet and Jack and Daxter today.
Jack and Daxter is a good pick.
Zach, you're never going to get another Half-Life. Just give it up. It's done.
Yeah.
Half-Life's done.
It's at like a tenth of a life, huh? It's almost out here. Holy Roo says, "Man, I could name several through each console." Oh, there it is. That always lands at 9 o'clock, guys. That means my son is supposed to be doing his exercises. So if y'all ever wonder. Anyways, visually impaired gamers stuff I miss and stuff. Yeah, good thing. So thanks for being here, Holy Roo. I hope I'm saying that right, or Ryu. So all right, first round. Now we don't need to do any single like criteria. We can just jump in. Kind of, it'll start to pick up now. So Zach, what's your next pick? Let's try and make up some time. So
I'll just go simple. I was looking up some obscure games, and I didn't really. I was a Genesis kid, so I didn't play this much growing up. But a few years back, when we got the Super Nintendo Classic, I don't know if it was on there or if I put it on there. But I thought this would be a cool remake that they could bring back. And as far as I know, it really hasn't been on anything else. But I chose for my Jazzy Jeff, Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
and
And the reason I went with this was I thought they could do kind of like, I think I put some notes down because I was like, I wanted to, if they did these remakes, I was wanting to, what could they actually do? Obviously, so I have here, I think it'd be interesting to see a third person over the head or possible first person. Make it cartoony like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare style, but kind of similar to Call of Duty Zombies, where you're going through the levels, you're unlocking stuff, and while you're opening doors and stuff, you have to save the people. And then once you do that, you would just kind of go on to the next stage. But I thought if they could do like, obviously, we got the cool 3D glasses and the squirt guns and the cannon that pop grenades and stuff like that. If they could just do something like that, I think it'd be a really cool remake that would really just kind of surprise people. But yeah, so I had to go for my second pick. I had to go Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
This is an amazing pick. I almost chose this too.
Yeah.
I didn't because I don't have it on the shelf, but it is definitely one that I would have held on for a potential if somebody takes one of my picks for an honorable mention. We've mentioned this game so much, Andy. You love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was to say. If you've stuck around the show long enough, we've talked about this plenty. Always makes me think of our good friend Sean over at Real Life Perspective.
Real Life Perspective Show. He always wears the 3D glasses on his show. Shout out to Sean. Do you guys like zombies?
Oh yeah,
Great
love zombie genre of gaming for sure.
And have you played this one though? This one's a little older, Taylor.
No, not specifically this one. I played a lot of the Call of Duty zombies, especially the older, like the first generation of Call of Duty zombies.
Mhm.
I remember a friend that I had when I was younger, we would be up until 2, 3 a.m. screaming our heads off. And her mom coming in there, getting on to us, tell us, to quiet down and everything. Yeah. So I have an appreciation for the
So
zombie genre.
this one, and since you haven't played it, but you may have seen it. It's very cartoony. The zombies are very unthreatening, and you kill them with like a water gun and water balloon.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And you're running around. The items are basically ways to upgrade, and the other set of items are like literally neighbors. So you're just running around getting people from the neighborhood before they get killed.
Yeah, and then once you get all the neighbors, then you unlock the next level, and then it just gets harder and
It
harder.
is one of the hardest games ever if you don't go like perfect in the first like 15, 20.
It's misleading. You play the first few levels, and you're like, "This is awesome. This is easy," and then all of a sudden, the difficulty level just
Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost kind of similar to like Destroy All Humans, kind of that
feel. Yeah.
Okay.
And he said the Plants series. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Austin, you shook your head. You like this one?
Oh, it's a great one.
Great pick.
Yeah.
I love the pick. It's a great job, man. I think that might actually get mentioned again later. I don't know. Maybe. So Taylor, you're up. Great first pick with your Genesis. We stay in there. Where we going? You're up for number 2. By the way, we call him TJ Jazzy Jeff, like the Fresh Prince. This is number 2, Thomas Jefferson. Or sorry, your second pick, number 3 on the mountain, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah. So my TJ Jazzy Jeff is actually a series that we just recently spoke about. It's going to be Jag 2
Nice.
from the Jack and Daxter franchise. I specifically played this one. I know that a lot of people say that 3 was better than 2, but 2 was what I played. I love spending time in the city. I loved switching back and forth between regular Jack and, evil Jack. I did try to play it recently, and it was a little clunky. It did not translate well into today's time. So specifically, this game is so much fun, but it's also just that PS2 era. You have that lag input from the controllers and stuff, and I would absolutely love to see this game be remastered and brought into this era where the gameplay is a little bit more smooth.
This series is awesome. My main collection is PS2, and I love this series. And I thought about it a little bit, and then I just found other games that I felt were even older that I thought would be great or were harder to play. But I think it's a great pick.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jack and Daxter are fantastic. I mean, I love the platformers, the whole idea of
Ratchet and Clank, Sledge,
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's all see. This is where the real fun gaming happens. Not when you have to choose attack or rest or heal or ethers or potions.
Hey, he knows the terms, so he's getting there. Pretty soon you'll start playing them, and then
Pretty
you get hit.
I have one. I do have one.
He does have a role-playing game in the house, Quest 64, and he refuses.
Quest 64, right over here.
Oh, of course it's a 64 one. You get like get Ogre Tactics or something.
Yeah. That's not gonna work for him. It's not gonna work.
Oh, great pick, Taylor. Way to go.
Thank you.
I love that one.
Austin, you played this? Jack?
Yes. Well, I actually was thinking about this one as well, and I think it could work really well if it was done in the kind of the way that they did the most recent Ratchet and Clank on the PS5.
Nice.
I'm curious to see if kind of that whole I don't think that the old collectathon type gaming really does great modern day. But if it's done in a way of like they did, like I said, the more recent Ratchet and Clank, which I think they could do a Jack and Daxter that way.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of fun, especially with the bantering and the stuff that the dialogue that goes back and forth between the two. It would be I'd buy it.
Yeah, because platforms are still doing good. You look at
Exactly.
Astrobot and stuff like
Yeah,
that
oh,
too.
yeah.
They
Oh,
did
yeah.
amazing, and so it still work.
That'd be great. So you're up, Austin. You could jump right into your pick.
All right, so mine is kind of a out in left field pick, and they have already sort of announced I wouldn't call it a remake or a reboot, but what could potentially be a replacement of this game. It was not on a console. It was a PC game, which is funny because I'm not a PC player and I don't ever play PC games except back on like the Windows 95 when I was a child. But I'm going to go with Jurassic Park Trespasser.
Old school.
Yeah, it was I believe it was like a sequel to The Lost World. So it was supposed to be part of like the canon, and it was just like a first person Jurassic Park. You're on the island, you're having to like run away from dinosaurs and make your way through. I don't really remember the game a whole lot other than it was not well received. It did not work great on my computer, but I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan and I always wanted it to. So yeah, I would love to see a remake
like a Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider was hot. Let's make a game that adds dinosaurs instead of Indiana Jones and see if we can't nail it. And it looked and honestly, even the little small videos I'm looking here, it's filled with bugs. You can see everybody's talking about how clunky it is.
But it looks like a lower graphic Turok. It's kind of
they made Turok. Come on, they did reboot it as Turok.
Yeah.
Not the same. I need to have the Jurassic Park logo on it.
Yeah.
I like Jurassic Park, so yeah. And I know that they're I think they were talking about remaking or Dino Crisis or another one of those. But
and
for
also
some reason, it's just
another
not the same.
hot IP right now with all the movies recently. This would be cool to redo. Kind of like Godzilla was mentioned earlier. So I haven't played this one. And actually, I had to look it up because it was just one of those ones I hadn't seen. So now that I'm looking at it, everybody here is like, remake it. Yeah, so it's good.
Well, this was my out in left field. At least I was fairly confident nobody else was going to pick this one.
Anna, thank you for the shout out there. And yeah, we like Jurassic Park too. So you guys know anything about this one? And then Andy, you're up.
I've not played this game. I have not played this game. There was a game that I played on PC that was like a dinosaur hunting game, and I have like very vague memories of it. It definitely wasn't Jurassic Park, I know that, but it was. I don't even remember what it was. But nothing's cooler than just hunting down dinosaurs, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the pictures, and I don't remember this too much, but I didn't start PC gaming until I think it was probably Windows XP or like that era because we didn't have a PC growing up, so it was all console gaming. But I'm looking back in the pictures, and there was one from Screen Rant that had an updated picture of a guy with a big sniper, and there was a dinosaur. So it looks like maybe there is a chance that they could be bringing it back.
They are making some sort of Jurassic Park game.
Hey Ray, I just want to say good night, man. Yeah, it looks like when I brought this up, it says it's remaking it.
Yeah,
or they're attempting to. So,
awesome.
Well,
good.
Well, I will just say the very first thing says it's like a little small video, and it says Trespasser Jurassic Park biggest failure history, and the one next to it says we need a remake. So I think people agree with you. So that's a great pick.
The game that I played for the PC, it only took me 5 seconds to look it up. It's called Carnivores.
Oh yeah.
I
not familiar with that one.
It's a dinosaur hunting game. I mean, it's basically what it is. But anyway, good pick. Love that. Mecca Man, thanks for being in here.
Yeah, Ray. We'll see you next time. Ray, you are up in 3 weeks. I'll be shooting you a message.
Woo! We're gonna get to
do top 4 alternative.
I am very excited about that.
Or music. either alternative artist or alternative songs. We haven't really nailed it out, but he's opening our music.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So Andy, you're up.
Yes. So I lied a minute ago, and I said that was my only Sega Genesis game. Doing some last minute, and I'm going to throw another Sega Genesis game out there because why not?
All the Sega love.
This is another game that, again, it was like I just thought I was the only one who had this game, but we've talked about it plenty in this show and have found that there's a real love for this game. I just think it was such a cool concept at the time. It's a difficult game. But I think remaking it with and I don't even necessarily think like modernized graphics, because I think the way the graphics are kind of make it what it is and how unique that it is, but just in a modern take on it. I think an updated version, a rebooted version of Comic Zone would be.
Wow, I knew it. When you said I'm going back to the well, I said, I wonder.
Yeah, this was kind of in and out of Benjamin's earlier, and then I'm like, something else got thrown out there. So last minute shifting here, but Comic Zone is such a great game. If you haven't played this game, you're literally a guy in a comic book, and the way that you progress through the platform is you're going through the different cells of the comic book. It's a really cool concept. You can kind of go multiple different ways. It is a pretty difficult game. I remember on like the first level, the enemies take like 15 hits to kill or something like ridiculous. You're like, what? Why don't they ever die? And it is a very tough game. The music's really cool in this game. I like the overall concept of it, but I just think that a modernized kind of rebooted version of Comic Zone would be really cool. It's kind of one of those ones where at least to my knowledge, surprised that it didn't really take off maybe into a series or multiple games and continued. But I love Comic Zone. I think there's still enough of a fandom of the comic books genre of things that this would definitely take off well today. Maybe the modernized version the main character would not have a ponytail mullet. I don't know what it would be, but
the 90s.
I'm gonna go Comic Zone for this one.
I think it's a great take. That's an awesome pick.
The hair is what made it.
Yeah.
Wait, what was his name? He had a cool name.
Page Turner or something like something.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's awesome. This game is so cool. It was extremely hard.
I used to think I was playing it wrong.
Sketch Turner. That was it. Sketch Turner.
Sketch Turner. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think I was playing it wrong because we rented it and it'd be horrible. I couldn't get any I thought there's something I'm missing or there's something that's going on, and then I watched years later. I think Cinemassacre, James and Mike Monday, and I watched them play it. No, it's just hard.
It's just very
but
hard.
It looks amazing for Genesis. Like it looks absolutely amazing. The colors are perfect, and you wouldn't think it was 16 bits.
Yeah.
Blast processing.
Yeah, I love this big. I love this big. Taylor, is this one in your world?
No.
No. You would enjoy all these games. I promise.
Oh, I believe it. I just definitely, being a little girl that was brought up in gaming, I feel like I kind of went down a different path than some people. I mean, I've got Jack, I've got Power Rangers, but I also played like Barbie and.
Oh yeah.
You know,
hey, we can revamp a Barbie, huh? All those games we revamp it. Hey, so
the other cool thing with Comic Zone is that every now and then, like the hand would come out and sketch like the next villain. So it was almost like you were like breaking the fourth wall. Like you were watching the comic be drawn. It was really cool. I mean, again, I'm thinking of that like with more modern graphics and things, like how that would look and how I think it'd just be really
very cool.
I agree.
Just make it a little easier. Like I'm not saying it has to be easy, but like first level. I mean, I feel like you're like I die in the tutorial. What's happening? It's yeah. It's tough.
It's a tough game.
It's a tough game. Hey, so look, I'll jump in mine. And then we're halfway already. Andy, I think this is going to be a first. This will be a first for our show. I'm going with
an N64 game.
I might be wrong. No. I'm going with a system. I'm going with a system I don't think we've mentioned too much.
He's picking Pokemon
I'm
Snap.
pretty sure I've never mentioned the system, but I'm going with one. I'm I'm going back to 2001. 2001, is a Space Odyssey. No, in 2001, I remember getting on an airplane, and I was moving. I was a military guy moving back home. My mom was terminally ill and sick, and I was flying back home. And I'm like, man, I need something to do. So I went over and I purchased a Game Boy Advance. And then I just kind of looked around and was like, that looks cool. What is that? And I got this game. There is absolutely zero things, in my opinion, wrong with this game. I just want to see it done again in today's engine. And I'm going with another amazing role player, dude. Golden Sun. There it is. And this game is just so much fun. It's made by Camelot, 2001. A little bit different on how they do the magic and whatnot. They use gin and just a really cool story. One of the best stories out there as far as role players go. It's from the Shining Force series creators. And Shining Force is such an amazing group. I even thought about maybe doing that.
Sega Genesis.
There's a Sega side of things. But I got a Game Boy Advance. I don't know that I've ever picked Game Boy Advance game on this series, but I'm going Golden Sun.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this one?
I didn't
Never
do much
played it.
handheld gaming. I do remember this was on my radar for a while, especially when we talk about, I think at one point when I modded a Game Boy with a backlight. Obviously one of probably the best RPG available on Game Boy Advance, besides obviously the other Final Fantasies. But I just remember playing a little bit of it, and I think what happened was I got really far in it, and I kept forgetting to save, and then I got killed at a boss, and I had to go back like an hour and a half, and I think I just kind of was like, I don't want to replay that, so I just put it down and never came back to it. But yeah, it's definitely been on the radar. I do remember that the story was pretty good from what I had seen of it, and and as always, if it's an RPG, it's great.
Easily some of the best graphics on GBA. Zach
Yep.
agrees. Bryce agrees. Quentin, religious fanboy, says Army Men, Green Rogue, Bomberman, Rampage, Disney Skate.
I love those picks. Those are
And
Yeah.
shout out to religious fanboy. He's going to come on and he does anime in the Christian space.
Ooh.
And he's going to come on and do anime with us along with some other Christian anime guys. So that's going to be awesome. And then welcome Jenny. Jenny is
We're getting the shout outs tonight.
is a fan of Taylor. So
Yeah,
there's-
hi, Mom.
there's that.
Oh, it's mom.
You
What's
know,
up, Mom?
I wasn't going to say mom, but looking at the comments that were going on, I was like, I wonder if she's fan. So yeah. So hi Mom. Welcome to the show. Yeah,
Thank
so
you for
that's it.
allowing her to play video games so that
Hey, I was going to say this though, Andy. You have two daughters. I have two
I
daughters.
have three daughters. I have three
Oh,
still.
you have three daughters now. Yes, he does. He did trump me on a third.
Girl
My
dad.
daughter's actually getting married in 3 weeks, and that is awesome. But
It's actually, is it three?
I've
weeks?
tried, Andy, to get my two daughters to play video games, and they look at me like I have a horn on my head.
You know what's crazy?
They don't want to play video games at all.
Out of all the video games that I have, that I bought like some of them specifically, like my oldest will want to play this. And my oldest is almost 12, so she's at a good age for that. But she didn't want to play the Mario Karts. She didn't want to play these types of games. She loves WCW NWO Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin, you said you have a 6-year-old. Is it a girl or boy? So not girl dadding yet. So yeah, I got a boy too. He'll be in here in a second. I'm sure he loves popping in the background.
Got
And
three boys.
my kid. Yeah, and I knew we had Anakin over there with Iowa.
Yeah,
You got 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah, man. You got a whole Jedi crew over there.
Oh yeah, 2019 and 8.
Nice. Well, my 26-year-old is getting married in 3 weeks, so that's crazy. Yeah. That's awesome. So, anyways, it's halftime. Wait, first, Austin, did you like this game? Did you play it?
Played it. I don't think I even owned a Game Boy Advance ever.
Yeah.
So I've never
I
played
literally
it.
was like,
I've heard of it.
traveling, I need something to do. I grabbed it, and it's probably one of the best game off of a wall picks I've ever done. Just like, yeah, I'll take that one. It looks good. It looks cool.
I've definitely heard of it, and I've heard it's a very, very good one. So I've heard it's in a lot of people's top Game Boy Advance games. So
Yeah, and so you guys see where I'm living today, at least in my top 4. My honorable mentions are not there, by the way. So that's kind of where I'm at. But let's do halftime, Andy, and we're not too far behind. We kind of made up some time.
We're good.
We're good. So here's the deal. This is our halftime portion of the show, guys. Couple things. We have 2 prayer requests. If you have a prayer request, shoot it in the chat. We'd love to pray for you. This is not a Christian channel, but we're not a Christian channel, and you'll see why. Both of us are youth pastors, and we do a couple things. One, you've seen Religious Fanboy in the chat. You've probably seen some other guys. We hang out with a bunch of Christian creators. This is the Coalition of Christian Creators, and yes, Religious Fanboy is in here. Over 140 creators.
Yeah, he is.
This is a great resource. You can find this free. Download it yourself on our website, which is Rushmore Reboot. Andy, throw that
You got it.
QR code up right there. And if you guys go to the QR code, you can see this. It's completely free. There it is. That's our website. And you can get this on the ministry page. Now, if you're looking on a phone, it's really hard to see. It's under the prayer request. Right under the prayer request, it says, click this to download. But there's that. I am working on, and Andy, I have slacked. I have been working on putting out a devotional. Here are some of my inspirations, some of the guys that are in the space that do video game devotionals. I'm doing our own video game devotional dedicated to the Rushmore Show and Reboot. And I'm putting one out a day on my Facebook, and I've shared a couple on the Instagram, but I'm sharing them on our website, one a day. And we also have a blog over there that Andy did some things. We've done some things. We got to put some more blogging out. Go check out our webpage. That's it right there. That's the first thing I want to share today. The second thing is, Andy, we're going to need some of these coming up really quick. And next weekend, we are going to be at our guy Davy's place. There it is. Morgan City RetroCon. Andy's show in the Louisiana side. That's this. We'll be there too. He's starting to book stuff for this. But we're doing Morgan City. They're celebrating, 40 years? 25 years. 40 years, man. We did 40 years for
Super Mario.
Sonic or Super Mario. Yeah, whatever it was. So he's doing 25 years for the GameCube. I will be preaching that Sunday there. You can find that live right here on YouTube. If you're at the convention, come and stop by. I am preaching on GameCube, and here's the deal. Here's my GameCube, and it's broke. There's a little side note of what I'm preaching on. I'm going to preach on my GameCube being broken. But I'm also bringing this because my buddy Kevin, who was in the chat earlier, is going to fix that for me. So it's going to be my prop. We're going to preach on being broken in video games. So check that out. You can check out the Devo and all that stuff. Andy, let's share our favorite coffee. Let's share Iowa's here. So let's share Iowa's chat. Iowa's one of our members. If you become a member, guys, it's only $1.99 to be the George member. If you do that, we'll make a video for you and share it at our halftime show randomly. So Bryce is one of those. Bryce is in the chat. We share Bryce all the time. We've got Dark Link. We've got Koi Fish Gaming. We've got a couple. And then we have 2 more I think we have to make now, Andy. And then we got the Patreon coming out. There's several good things. Once I actually make our Devo hardcover like this, there's a level of the Patreon where I'm going to send you your own special copy signed. And Andy's doing a children's book. He might be sending that to you guys. Iowa, and right on time. I was gifting somebody an amazing chat. Thank you, dude. You didn't have to do that, but you are amazing. And that helps us get to these amazing conventions like retailers like Austin's. We appreciate it so much. Andy, commercial time. Share us 3. Oh, and let's do this. We have Cellcast coming on in about.
I was already going to pick Cellcast.
In about.
Lined up, ready to go. Look how that.
We have Cellcast. He's a part of our Culture Box friends. He's coming on for funny or parody songs. Let's share those 3 and then get back to the channel.
Well, if it's getting too late for you guys and you're starting to yawn and you need a little pick-me-up, why not order the official coffee of the Rushmore Show, Village Coffee?
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code RUSHMORE for free shipping.
The Cellcast hosts Jacob and Drew review animated movies and TV shows, discussing what they appreciate about the medium in whatever form it takes, whether it's a traditional hand-drawn animated movie, claymation shorts, or a 3D CGI series. Check out some animated reviews when you subscribe to The Cellcast at thecellcast.podbean.com. And don't forget, Cell is spelled with a C and a single L at thecellcast.podbean.com. Zach, the Iowa Retro Gamer Dad, brings heart, honesty, and heat to retro gaming, collecting, and pack ripping with his son. From tackling addiction and mental health to calling out scalpers and celebrating nostalgia, this channel is where real talk meets real fun. Follow the journey at youtube.com/@Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. And also follow along on Instagram and Twitch.
So awesome. And we will be at Augusta Gaming Expo. We will be at Southeast Gaming Exchange. We will be at Pelicon, which got moved to later. We'll be at St. Tammany Collectors Con. We potentially will be going to the Michigan Retro Gaming Expo, which is merged. And we will potentially be at. I just went to Rocket City, but there are a couple others in there. We'd love to get in the doors and hopefully get a chance to do the chaplaincy thing for as many conventions out there as that would have us. So we are so grateful for all of that, and thank you guys for supporting us in the chat. You guys are amazing. So let's get back to the show. It's time to do the second half and then get to our honorable mentions. Zach, you're up first. This is Link. Now here's a softball pitch. It's a softball pitch right here. Is there a Zelda out there that we're revamping? Is there any of them? Because this is where it goes. It's Link.
So there was talk of it. Now originally I was like, so I tried to, like I said earlier, I kind of wanted to try to stick away from franchises with a ton of games in the series. Because like I said, I could have made a list just purely of Final Fantasy, and maybe that's something we'll do next year if I come on the show again. We'll just do what Final Fantasies need remake, and it'll just be me and Kirk because Andy will just say Pokemon Snap somehow. I don't know.
We're going to do that when Andy's on his mission trip.
Yeah. So what I tried to do is, this was kind of hard because I tried to find an RPG that I absolutely loved growing up that, for what I can understand, only had one in the series. There's no talks of remakes, and there's nothing else going on. And I actually have my little cheat sheet over here, and it's scribbled out multiple. This is the one that was scribbled out the most. And when it came down to is, when I started this list, I automatically knew what my George was going to be for sure. That was the very first thing. This was one of the hard ones. But I had to go with, on PS1, Legend of the Dragoon. So at the time, I remember my buddy had this demo disc, and this was one of the games on it. And we were absolutely blown away by it. Not only were the graphics great, but the fighting system was amazing. It had the normal RPG elements, but whenever any player attacked, it turned into a quick time event depending on which combo you choose. So, like the guy with the spear, I remember it being very complicated. It was like really fast paced, like bing, 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 and stuff like that. But he had guys with swords where it was just kind of, but you had to time it just right. And the story is absolutely amazing. One of the first games besides Final Fantasy VIII that I got that had 4 freaking discs. And I was just, each one of the discs was cool. It had a different person from the series. And then it was just, absolutely. During the fighting and stuff like that, if you saved up enough energy and stuff, you got to actually transform from a regular human into the Dragoon, which was basically just the human and dragon armor and had special attacks and stuff like that. Long game. I think it was one of the few RPGs that I actually finished at a young age. And I remember me and my cousin staying up till like 4 or 5 in the morning fighting the final boss because it was just a grind because I didn't have very many healing items. So it came down to a lot of attack, defend, and it took us a long freaking time. But Legend of the Dragoon would have to be my pick for this one.
Dude, this is a fantastic
You
pick.
took one of my Benjamins, man.
It was on his Benjamin. It's Benjamin's of Rushmore. That is the opposite of Rushmore, by the way. You friends that haven't.
No, I'm just writing this down so that next time he comes on, I'll know which games to pick.
Yeah.
This is my favorite comment here.
Just watch this hours of my YouTube channel. Like, oh, he's gonna pick Skyrim for sure on this one.
I'm only here to knock you out. Really, is all it is.
Max says this is the first JPRG that he beat. So
yes, it's really good.
I love this pick. You guys a Dragoon fan, other than Andy?
When you said 4 discs, that's stop making the game.
We had to have all those FMVs or whatever on there. It had those RPGs were famous for all those amazing, and they just took up so much space.
He famously talks about why do we need all those FMVs. He hates that. That's one of the things he hates the most. There's that.
He probably plays Resident Evil 2 on N64 instead of the PlayStation.
You guys are talking Chinese right now. I don't even know. I should have a whole channel about why I hate RPGs. I think that's my next blog. That's my next blog
Clip it. Yeah.
That's my next blog series.
That's a perfect blog series for you, Andy.
Why RPGs? I thought about doing RPG reviews, but I just don't want to play them. So that's
it's just a 3-second clip. This game sucks, and then that's it.
Couldn't get past the first tutorial.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys
what do
know
you guys think about this game? For people who may actually know this game, what do you guys think about it?
Never played it.
Well, there you go.
I've heard of it before. I've seen it on the shelf.
It's got amazing cover art for sure.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. I know it's people love it. I have never watched a YouTube video on it. I don't know anything other than the name.
I think it's really fading over the years. I think a reboot or something would actually bring it back because it was one of those RPGs that was really good, but it just they never did another one. They never did a sequel or tried to remake it and anything with it. And it's kind of just one of those RPGs that's fading over time. I think.
Turn-based. I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. PS1. I don't know.
What did you say, Austin?
I said, is it a turn-based RPG?
Yes.
I would assume it is.
Yep. Very turn-based.
Yeah.
I never liked taking my turn. So that was my problem. I think from the get-go with RPGs.
All right.
I agree with that.
Quest 64 is not turn-based, I don't think.
I haven't played it enough. I just
So, Austin, you're not a turn-based guy.
Not really. I mean, I
okay.
have played some.
We have turn-based haters on here. That's fine.
I think the only turn-based game that I can really stomach is Pokemon.
Oh,
and you bring up a great point. Everyone always says, "Well, you love Pokemon so much. Why do you listen?" Pokemon is enough nostalgia for me to overlook every RPG element.
Pokemon is a bad RPG. Hot take.
It was all of my top.
Oh,
Speaking of Pokemon, we're having a Pokemon episode.
Yes.
Three
Ooh.
PokeTubers on talking our top 4 Pokemon, and my son is going to be here, like helping me for sure.
I don't know the 1,000
I
that
know
they have.
Pokemon, but and I could pick a top 4, but I think he's going to enjoy being part of that. So, man, this is good. Dragoon. I didn't even think of that one. That's a great pick. Taylor, so no turn-based that you'd stomach. Do you have a Pokemon game in there that you want to revamp, maybe? What you got for your link, which is number 2? We're almost to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, so I'm going on number 2, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So my number 2 is a game that I used to play as a kid until my eyes hurt, and even then I wouldn't stop playing. Again, this is another game where I tried to play it recently, and it does not translate well into 2026, unfortunately. But this game is so much fun. The only reason I put it at 2 instead of 1 is because my number 1 just has I love the storyline, I love the gameplay, but this is still very, very good. I'm going with Tak and the Power of Juju on PlayStation 2.
Goodness, what a fun game.
Yeah. I mean, I played this, like I said, until my eyes hurt. We had one of those old big box, big screen TVs, and I could still feel the fuzz on my face from the static, just being way too close to that TV, playing this game for absolute hours. I never played the second one in this for some reason. I don't know why, but specifically the first Tak and the Power of Juju it will always have a very special place in my heart.
And that's the PlayStation version, right? Because it was
Right.
on GameCube, I think, as well. I love this game. This is a fun game. The Tak, if you will, the cover was real iconic. I remember seeing it, being like, man, this is fun. It kind of reminded me of Bonk, right? When I first saw it. So I was like, yeah, I got to see what this is all about. This is a very fun game. This would be cool to see redone. I'm trying to think what would be some really cool things. I mean, upgrading anything from PS1, PS2 would be fantastic, just graphically of what they can do now. But this game might be fun to see kind of add some new elements to.
Yeah, I've not played this game, but I'm looking at it now. I mean, I had the PS2. It's one of those games I think that just kind of like slipped past me.
And you can pick it up for cheap, dude. It's like
Looks like a super fun game. I mean, platformer. Looks like a really fun. I don't think you have to take your turn.
Oh, it was a Game Boy Advance, dude.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I would like to play that on GBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother's nickname for she's a grandmother, obviously, but she didn't want to be called grandma. But her name is Julie, and she goes by Juju. So that's immediately.
Hour of Juju. There it is.
So I'll have to check this one out for sure.
Yeah, it's silly, it's goofy, it's fun.
It's Nickelodeon.
Yeah, well, so I'm looking for that. I saw it on one of the things, but it's not
on
like
a bunch of the other things. Just not on the first game. It's on the rest of it.
Oh.
It's on there's a cartoon, I guess, that they had for this.
Yeah,
I might remember that.
It looks like there's a cartoon that was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, Nickelodeon animation.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember a cartoon at all.
It might have been. I bet it was one of those shows that was like the pilot and a couple episodes, and was probably gone after that.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was even that, but I mean, it looks like that early 2000s Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like.
Yeah, I remember that. I had completely forgot about that. I do remember it.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, good pick. Good pick. This is one that totally I haven't thought of in a while. I might have to see if somebody has it at one of these conventions. Pick it up.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup.
2007 to 2009. This was a couple years after the game came out. It was a show.
They tested it out, huh?
So I was graduating high school. So I mean, I don't think I was watching Nickelodeon.
Or Knight Reiner, welcome to the show. I have not seen you here before. Is that a friend of anybody here? But we haven't done this yet today. Welcome to the Summit Squad. Hey, so we just go through old nostalgia and lots of fun and just rank our top 4 and really just shoot the breeze like we're at a kitchen table. But here online. So thanks for being here. Warhawk would be a great pick. I love that. We do top 4, so drop your favorite 4 and then make sure you hit the like button. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for being around. Anybody else want to chat about TAC? If not, I think who's up?
Austin.
It's up. Austin's up. Austin,
So-
you are number 2, your second favorite pick.
All right, so I am kind of surprised this pick has not showed up. I felt like this was most likely going to be the biggest chance of there being a duplicate on this podcast today. I know I just got through saying I don't like turn-based RPGs, so I picked a turn-based RPG. But I would love to see this done in the same way that Final Fantasy VII did their remake, updated the combat system and
They
make
did
it.
such a good job with that. It's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
love those games. I
Yeah.
love those games, and so for my second pick, I'm picking Chrono Trigger.
man. Yes.
So I would not be surprised if this doesn't show up again between now and the end of the show. But
I can tell you who's not picking it.
again, I want it to not be a turn-based
No.
game. But
Yeah.
it,
Tell us
if
about
they-
Chrono Trigger and why.
Do what?
You can tell us about Chrono Trigger, so then I can get Andy out of here real quick.
So here's the thing. I've never played it. I want to play it, but I hate turn-based. So I'm hoping they'll eventually remake it so I can play it.
Wow,
because
that
I've
is
heard-
a
So,
I
so
know.
did you like the original Final Fantasy VII then?
I never played the original Final Fantasy
Oh, so you like the reboot? Yeah, okay.
VII. So
Way different.
when they announced the original Final Fantasy, or when they announced the remake for Final Fantasy VII, like, I don't know, 20 years ago at this point,
Yeah.
I basically refused to watch or read anything about Final Fantasy until the remakes have come out. I still don't know what the ending is. I've been able to stay away from any type of spoilers for 30 years, and I'm super excited for the next the third one coming out. But I want them to do the same thing with Chrono Trigger. As you can see, I own the game, but I've never played it, and
Dang,
I've
man.
only heard amazing things about the game. I want to play it. I hate the turn-based stuff.
wow.
I like
Okay,
here
that
we go.
take. I like
so
that take a lot.
Andy, this might be it right here. See, last week we said, I think it was last week, they said, Andy, because you don't like role-playing games, you should play the remake of Final Fantasy. And look, this is Austin's your spirit animal. Look, this is why you don't like them. And they even put them out in parts so that it's not a
So,
fine.
so what is RPG about it? The remake specifically.
You're role playing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it's a game, but what?
Just
What
the
do
typical. I think so. They had the action RPGs and they had the regular RPGs that we called them regular. That was a turn based, but the action one it just has the normal typical stuff. So you have your attacks, your summons, and your magic. And I always relate them more to kind of like the fantasy stuff. But I think that's more along the lines that they kind of just nudged it in their RPG. The newer ones I thought almost felt more actiony than anything. There was I think you could turn the turn based. Kind of like a turn-based thing on where you had to it would pause until you did your thing, or you could go on the fly, or I might be thinking of a different one, but that's basically this one was much more action style than the old school. Wait and definitely had to plan out your attacks.
Yeah.
you're able to like move. You're able to like move around and run around while you're still choosing attacks based like in like a menu. are sort of like a menu.
Yeah.
You're still pressing buttons to perform an attack. So it's not like a hack and slash type of combat. So you're still having to choose whether you're going to do a magic attack or a physical attack, but you're able to like run around or whatever.
My favorite kind of games, like I have a known beginning and a known end. So that's why I've always lent myself to platformers more. And my favorite game of all time, Donkey Kong Country, right? Like that was what I loved about game. Like I could just start and end, you know? I guess along the way, I don't know. I just never got into RPGs. It always felt like I don't have that much time. So maybe one day I'll try it. Maybe it'll be a part of my series where that's how I get my toes wet in the RPG world.
Well, it does not play like a traditional turn-based RPG. It's actually fun. Okay. Turn-based RPGs are boring.
All right.
Including Pokemon.
No. Pokemon. Now, I will take turns when it involves Pokemon.
Yeah. I love turn-based. One of my favorite games of all time is the original Final Fantasy. I can't tell you how many times I've beaten that and played that as a kid. It was my entrance into not just role-playing games, but the fantasy world. I have written a book, a Christian Christian RPG-esque book novel for like young readers, youth, and it has a lot based on just the love of all these games, the Chrono Triggers and those, and so I love this. I'm going to tell you, it's not on my list today. It wasn't even a thought to be on my list today, because next week we're talking Super Nintendo games, and yeah, that's all I need to say. Is next week is Super Nintendo, and unfortunately, I don't own Chrono Trigger, so I went over here and got things off the shelf, and I've never owned Chrono Trigger. I have it on this. Which, by the way, this is an ode to Dave Rimble. On our page, he said, RC Pro-Am better be on the show tonight. Just in case nobody says it, it's on the show tonight, Dave. It's there. It's right there.
Look at it. It's a little shot right there.
Here it is. But, yeah, I have it on that system, and I've played Chrono Trigger a couple times on that. So it's fun. I love this game. Good pick, and it's worthy of a top pick. I kind of had a feeling I knew Andy wasn't going to pick it. I knew I wasn't going to pick it. There's two other people in the chat that was, but it has been mentioned in the chat. Great stuff. Chrono Trigger is kind of like Final Fantasy, which I didn't like. Well, you're making some fans in here, Ryu. But I did get into the Chrono Trigger. I did enjoy. Oh, he tolerated the turn-based, so he don't like turn-based. So, welcome in. So, Andy, you're up.
Yes.
It's not your thing. It's your turn. Take your turn.
Well, surprisingly.
First one?
What?
Where are you going?
I don't know what's happening, but it didn't show the Rushmore video on my side of things. Hopefully,
it showed it.
Okay, cool deal. I'm going Chrono Trigger. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing
Bro, I would have fell out of my chair.
No, man, but I am going with Zach. Zombies ate my neighbors.
Yeah, there you go.
Single reason you said, dude, did you take my notes? Because when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, this is a third-person shooter. Like as a reboot, keeping still the campy, comic-y, like cartoony style of things, but making it not the overhead, maybe the third-person shooter. That would be just so cool. And it's another game that is just so surprising to me that it didn't continue. But I think it's become a cult classic more than at the time. It didn't hit as hard, but like every kid in this kind of age range that was playing this in the 90s and the Super Nintendo playing this stuff, this was that game that was just awesome. I love the big colorful squirt gun that you used for it. I love the character. I love the sprites in this one. Just look so cool. Everything was really cool. It was it was a game that was just so different than anything else that you played, right? And it was like you throw it on there, and it's one of those ones that I've tried to get at like different cons, and I don't think it's like crazy expensive, but it's like
I think everybody just loves it so much they want to hold on to it.
Yeah, and but I love this game, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Also, just as a side note, all things zombie. I was a big even before the Walking Dead stuff happened and everybody in the world became zombie fans. I was a big zombie movie fan, zombie all that kind of stuff fan. In fact, I have a zombie tattoo right here. So it's been a big part of my life. But I love what I love most about zombie movies, or the zombie things that I like the most are the campy things. I like those as opposed to the hyper realistic and crazy gory ones. Like those are all cool, whatever. But the kind of when you can mix in the comedy and the horror of a zombie, I think that's like it's such a cool genre that you can do those two things in together really well. And this is one of those games that does it for me. Maybe this was the place that kind of started that for me, playing this as a kid. But I'm going to go Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Again, pretty much every reason Zach said.
Isaac's giving us a PSA.
It's not a shooter, but it is a shoot 'em up.
Peter's here.
So you know.
I did look it up.
I knew you were going to pick this. I knew there was a great chance. Once he said it, I was like, oh, this is right in line with what Andy is going to pick.
Yeah.
And that's a good pick. Yeah, I love it. Way to go.
So back in
the house, Waves and Games. Waves and Games is going to be on also during the music session, and or is it movies? I think it's music.
He's huge into music, so I'm sure
I think he's doing music. So and he's looking for a partner to join him. We're hoping that we'll see that we get a partner with him. But good pick.
So back in 2019, the other thing that this game really kind of reminded me of was on the Sega Genesis, and that was Toe Jam and Earl, kind of the
same. Yeah.
So back in
peculiar games, I shouted back when we were peculiar.
Back in 2019, they did do a remake or a reboost of Toe Jam and Earl, which I thought looked amazing. And even if they did something, just a graphic overhaul like that would have been is still like a cool idea, I think.
Isaac, I'm ready for you to come on. We got to just nail out that day. Did we pick a day yet? Isaac, you're on the show. We just got to get the. Yeah, exactly. Zombies is such a great. Was there ever a part 2?
Yes.
Well, it was called
Ghoul Patrol
or Ghoul Patrol. Yeah, Ghoul Patrol.
Oh, that's right.
So,
I was wondering if they just died with this one amazing Super Nintendo game so long ago. It would be so cool to bring that back. It would have been a cool franchise. I think they could have built a really good storyline on it.
I would have loved the Zombies Ate My Neighbors cartoon.
I was just going to say that. Yep, that would have been cool.
This would have been a great cartoon. Oh yeah, he's doing pop punk.
I'm so excited for pop punk
and he's going to have
David Finn.
Your boy, Nintendo.
Davey Finn.
Yeah. Hey, look, my turn. And I think I ought to not pick. But I have. So I've got another one, and we just talked about weird, peculiar. I mentioned this as another one.
Kirk.
What?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You sound like you're talking into a microphone 4 rooms away.
Rubber chicken? Am I talking?
Donut?
Oh, man. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
much better.
Messed with that a little bit.
Jelly. Donut.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
Yes.
All right. So I am my next pick. We mentioned it in Weird and Peculiar. I mentioned it. It is another role-playing game. It's Shocker. And it's also another PlayStation game. Shocker. This one's from 1998. It was based in a policeman in New York City. It was made by the same people as Final Fantasy. Square. I'm going with this, Jim. Parasite Eve. Man, I love this game, and I would love to see it redone. It is not turn-based. It's action turn-based. But when I first got this game, I couldn't put it down. I played it many times. It was from the same world or the same thinkers of Final Fantasy. So I really loved it, and seeing a new spin in like a modern time. I would love to see it brought into today. I would just love to see basically a Final Fantasy set. When the Final Fantasy VII remake popped in my head, this is the game that I wanted. This is the one that I thought. So there's that. So my game, my number 2, my link is Parasite Eve.
I have nothing to say about this game, but I want to.
Class. Yeah, I heard some. What's going on? You don't like this game, Zach?
I love this game. Absolutely love this. I actually played through it, I think, a few years back, all the way. I don't know if it's still on my channel, but I did a stream. I played it all the way through. And
it's horror based. So Taylor, if you haven't played this, you'd like this, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I've recognized the cover art, but
Yes.
I haven't played
So
it.
essentially, it's like a virus. They call it mitochondria, but there's like this virus that's kind
There's
of
a cellular. Yeah.
Mitochondria, that's the powerhouse of the cell.
yeah. It's taking over the world, and
Kind of like Biohazard, like Resident Evil.
essentially, it
Biohazard.
starts in like
Okay.
this opera house. Kind of has
Yeah.
a like opera scene that reminds me of Fifth Element.
Yes.
It's an epic opening FMV.
And it's
Just-
like pyromaniac stuff, pyro stuff. It's just, and I think like you said, I think if they did like almost like even like if they did like a Resident Evil 2 remake kind of graphic overhaul, and then still just kind of do like that. You said not necessarily turn based, because that was kind of threw me off. Because I was expecting a turn based, but it's not. It has kind of the same elements, but it was a lot of running around and positioning yourself.
It's called. I looked it up because I was like, what did they call that?
Like area something, isn't it? Or
It's called Active Time Battle System.
Yep.
It's called the Active Time Battle System. So it's like turn-based, but not where it like pauses and say click this. You had to click it while moving on. Yeah.
You know those, you've seen those reels. I know you've seen them. And Kirk, I'm pretty sure I've sent them to you 1,000.
You probably sent that.
where it's like my mind when people are explaining card games or whatever. People start talking about RPGs. I'm like, that's happening in my head. I'm like, what? Wait, okay, I don't get the rules. That's all my head does.
Wait, also, anybody here like tabletop board game fans?
I love the guy who made this one you're about to talk about, but
So Andy, so we have a guy that's in our group that made a really big, large one, and it's really cool for like what he did.
Super impressive.
It's super incredible. It's impressive what he's done.
It's crazy.
And I've played it a few times. It is a lot. It is a lot. And Andy's like, so when he was trying to sell it, he's like, "Is there any way I could just buy a sticker?"
I'm gonna support.
I'm not going to do all that.
I'm not gonna
I
play.
knew if I was overwhelmed with it, Andy was not going to purchase this thing. And it's like $100 board game, and he's like, "Anyway, I could just get a sticker or something."
the guy's like tabletop RPG, and Andy just goes, "Ugh."
Wait, so the RPG's in real life now? Get that out of here.
I sent Andy this meme, and he's like, "No, oh, it was who's the guy I sent the kid
Oh,
from
the actor was talking on Jimmy Fallon's show, and he was talking about some
it
fake.
was the guy from Hunger Games, the guy, what's his name?
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah, he was talking about doing a 9-hour like Dungeons and Dragons game every Saturday. And I sent it to Andy, and he goes, "That's my nightmare. The only thing I would do for 9 hours is sleep."
I was wanting to try to play Warhammer with like Henry
And
Cavill
the
or
reason I
something
sent
like
it to
that.
it is Jimmy Fallon was the same way. He's like, "You played this for 9 hours?" It's like, "How long did you set it up for?" "Oh, it takes like an hour setup." It's like hilarious. And I was like, I knew Andy would hate it.
When we used to play D&D, we'd sit down. I mean, 4 or 5 hours at a time playing D&D.
Yeah, great.
There's no part of me wants to.
Parasite Eve. Austin, you like Parasite Eve?
No, I don't dislike it. I
No.
I am a giant wuss when it comes to scary things and do not play horror because I don't like feeling scared.
I in my older age, in the time when I purchased this, I love horror. I think it had a little bit of the same time when I got saved and whatever, and I just kind of put a stamp on not cursing, not drinking, not smoking, not pornography, and all that stuff. But one of the things was kind of paying attention to the horror movies and the type of content I watch. And just not having watched it in so long, every time I watch something now, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm extra jumpy. And I'm like, I was never this jumpy when I was younger. Like yeah, horror movies.
There's nothing quite like getting a jump scare and then being asked, what move do you want to make next? Like, oh, dang it. It's like defend, run, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Austin, you should play Phasmophobia.
Such a good game.
Absolutely will not. Will not do that.
So much fun.
Nope.
You should play Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Just get your toes.
You know what?
Hey, Religious Fanboy, come back to
that
one
level.
for sure. We'll do that punk rock. Yeah, just play Zombies Ate My Neighbors. There you go. All right, so we are to the George, the number one picks. Number one, the greatest game that needs a reboot. I can tell you before I get to mine, I'm not even. It was. As soon as I heard this from your mouth or from the typing, Austin, I immediately said, "There's my first pick," and then we'll figure the rest out. Let's see where you guys go. So, Zach, best number one reboot needed.
Well, I feel like he tainted it, but I'm choosing Chrono Trigger.
Oh, Rushmore! Hold on a second.
This was I didn't play it till the PS1 era when they made those Final Fantasy anthologies and stuff like that.
Yep.
My first dibs at playing Chrono Trigger, but I remember immediately loving it. Obviously, it had the typical Japanese hairstyle, the attacks, the story. The story was incredible. And it wasn't until I beat it one time that I found out that there was like 30 other endings that you could get. And at the time of my life, it was all of my favorite things: time travel, just RPG in general, great story, great characters. And yeah, so then once I found out, oh my gosh, you can get like 20-something. I can't remember how many endings it was. But if you did stuff in a certain way, you could end the game earlier, and then you'd have a totally different ending, and then you can go back and replay it. And I know Andy's not on the screen right now, but me just talking about playing the same RPG over and over again for different endings is probably making his eyes roll in the back of his head. That's exactly it. But besides Chrono Cross being re-brought back to on PS1, Chrono Trigger, as much love as it has, especially in the RPG community and just the nostalgia community as general, I'm really surprised that there hasn't been anything that's been talked with this. And I think I'm pretty sure this was also a Square game as well.
Yep.
So it's just surprising that nothing's came of this. I think Chrono Cross kind of flopped, and I think it really kind of just pushed it off a little bit. But there was another game between. I'm not going to say it because I don't want anybody, if in case it's out there. But there was another peculiar game like this in the 16-bit area that I think would be really cool that if they brought back too. So I might say that for my Benjamins.
I might know the one you're thinking about. Yeah. I thought of that too.
Yeah.
Maybe. But
everything
we've already said a lot about this game. This game is amazing. If you look at top games ever made,
top
no
RPGs,
what list you pick, or top games ever made, or top retro games ever made, top Super Nintendo games ever made, this is always in the conversation. And
it's so good.
It would be so good to see a remake.
And I think it was one of those first games that did have a ton of different endings you could get. And just depending on, how, if you defeated a boss at a certain time, because there was recruitable characters, and some of them you can miss and some of them you could keep. And it was just depending on all that would just change the ending. I think it was one of those first few games where you could have multiple endings.
Yeah. I agree. Chrono Trigger, Phasmophobia is a fun game. Thank you guys for hanging around, especially over there on that purple side. Again, Twitch, we're close to affiliate. We just need some viewer time. So if people want to switch over to Twitch, I wouldn't hate y'all at all. So that would be really awesome. We've already talked about this one. So Taylor, why don't you jump in and share your favorite or the game that you wish to see remade the most?
Yeah. So this is another game from the PS2 era. I grew up a PS2 girly.
Yeah.
It is. It kind of falls under. It was neck and neck with TAC. Like I said, I played TAC until literally my eyes hurt, and then I wouldn't stop. This is going to be the Sly Cooper series.
Oh, good pick. I was like, that's not a game. What is she doing? You pulled out the old Funko.
Yes.
Sly Cooper.
I specifically played Sly Cooper 2 a lot. I love a sequel. What was it? Jack 2, Sly 2. I love the storyline of it all. The characters, you could really get immersed in this story. The characters were written so well. It's the gameplay itself is entertaining. This is Chef's Kiss, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love
Music's
the
good
entire
too.
series. Yes. Very memorable characters, very iconic. They still have a diehard fan base to this day. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that would agree that Sly Cooper definitely needs some form of remake. I mean, if Spyro and Crash Bandicoot can get a remake, even though it was a decade ago at this point, I don't see why Sly Cooper couldn't get a reboot.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the Rushmore of mascots of PlayStation back then.
Yeah.
Right? You just named them all. And, yeah, Sly deserves to get in.
Yeah, I think Ratchet and Clank was about the only game didn't mention.
Right.
Yeah.
So you brought your Funko Pop. Andy,
Dang it, why? See, this is the problem. It's already bad enough that he talks about RPGs all night. Now he's going to throw Patrick.
Andy, did you see
Not
that
that big
they
of a
gave him a
deal.
really good deal and cut and gave him a good signing bonus? Since it's,
Well, I
Hey,
mean,
you got to pick up Tyreek Hill again.
his play has
Oh my
gone downhill. He's on the downslope of his career, so it's over.
Yeah.
It's time.
Tony Seale can't come back from that.
$1 Bonus. Hey, there it is. Look.
Oh.
Whee! Oh, you have a protector.
I have all of my pops are not here because I'm back.
Well, you would never.
Mine don't
put
stay in
yours
the
in a
boxes.
protector, Andy. You would
Uncage them suckers. Uncage them. They need to
Uncage.
run. I got free.
I just got bobbleheads.
This
I
is
don't
why our
got Funko.
podcast is so good. Andy and I are like best friends, but we have the complete opposite taste. This is it. It's like oil and water. Like what?
I'm taking it right out of that box.
Anyways, this is a great pick. I love this. I did not even think of this, and I'm a PlayStation 2 person. I started my collection on this con run to do PlayStation 2, and I don't have a single slot. That is a sin. I need some Sly up on this board.
This was a multiple time rental for me from Blockbuster.
Nice.
Any of those games that they at least like spoke to me whenever like cover art, I would see like who the character was, and you'd flip it over and you kind of see some of the gameplay and stuff on the back of the box. But that was any of those great, like you said,
Those first games that you kind of snuck around that really did it well.
the mascots that were like, man, yeah, I want to pick that up. The Spyros, everything like you just mentioned, those were the games that were like, this just looks like it's going to be fun.
Very
Now,
iconic art style.
Yeah,
if they messed it up, that was on them. You know, they messed up a good thing, but they did. They did a great job. So
All right. Good stuff. Austin, favorite game that needs a remake? When you thought of this topic, this is the one that was in your mind. Hey.
Yeah, it was this Chrono Trigger was one of them as well. Chrono Trigger, I kept going back and forth on this one and Chrono Trigger. And then I got nervous when it was mentioned in passing earlier in the conversation tonight. So I was afraid it was going to get brought up again. But going to the Genesis, which again, I did not own a Genesis game, or I did not own a Genesis at the time, but my cousin did. And I remember playing this game, and the very beginning of this game is to me was extremely. I told you guys I'm not big with like jump scares or scary stuff, but this had a moment at the beginning of the game, and when I tell you, you'll understand. That just was it blew my mind, and we're gonna go with Echo the Dolphin.
Oh.
So, yeah, Echo. Again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who has not played it, but
Just please spoil it.
that at the beginning of the game, you're just a dolphin, and you're just living your best life.
Yeah.
And then you're just swimming around with your dolphin friends, and it's the coolest thing ever, and you're having a great time, and you go jumping, and all of a sudden you jump too high, and everything goes nuts. And I still am somewhat traumatized by that as from playing it when I was like, I don't know, 6-7 years old.
See the final boss of it?
No, it's too hard.
Don't go back and look at the final boss.
Oh, really?
It gets really, really at some point in that game it gets really creepy.
I finally made it to where I was like,
is terrifying.
Yeah.
oh, really? Oh, great. Okay. Well, I only made it. I got to where I was in space, and then it got really, really difficult. And
Oh, yeah.
like, all right.
That's the final boss of Echo?
Yeah, that's the final boss of Echo.
Are you kidding me?
Look
All
at
right,
it.
now I gotta look.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're swimming around fighting that. I think it was the alien
Yeah.
final boss is a huge alien head.
That is 100% copyright infringement on Alien.
Yeah, it was.
So wait,
I think they had a
have
Dreamcast
played
game
this
which I never
game
got to playing.
Minimal. I never realized that there was even an alien story to this.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
I've
Solid
always
choice.
just seen the swimming and stuff.
When
So
you
Retro
said
Rewind
dolphin-
Podcast did this. So Retro Rewind Podcast, another one of the guys that's in the culture box with it. He's the one that made Junkyard Juggernauts, which is the game that Andy said no. He's been doing these things where he gets the new like Nintendo with the 50 games on it, the Super Nintendo with 50 games on it, and he tries to beat every game on it. So he's already done Nintendo, Super Nintendo. He's done a couple of them. He's on the Genesis one right now. And every time he goes to Echo, he plays it for about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. And he's like, all right, I'll come back to that because I'm not keep playing that. And I've only
Beautiful
seen him
game.
kind of really just swimming around doing ocean things. I didn't even know. That's crazy.
Yeah, just listen to this. This is Google. It says, "Is Echo the Dolphin 2 canceled?" Here's the AI overview. Just enjoy this sentence, okay? Yes, the planned sequel to Echo the Dolphin: Defender of the Future, titled Echo 2: Sentinels of the Universe, was canceled around 2001. They brought Sentinels into Echo the Dolphin. This game gets deep quick, and it doesn't need to.
So from my understanding, this was a response to Nintendo's Metroid. So obviously, so it is a Metroidvania type style game. But the whole idea of Metroid being you're the only person out there in space, and you're trying to have to like make your way through this world or whatever. This was the Genesis. Their version of Metroid. You're this dolphin that is now you're in this empty ocean, and
You're trying to save your friends and stuff, I think is the whole
I am literally
looks
being
beautiful.
educated today because every time I've ever seen this game, I thought it was just like an ocean simulator with a dolphin type thing.
Oh no, it's actually really fun.
Like what is it? EVO or Evo?
Oh yeah. This is nothing like Evo.
Like just what? I mean, obviously, I know that one they evolved and whatever, but just kind of like, yeah, I'm out in the water. What's that shark game on the phone? That's what I always think.
Yeah.
Of Echo. Yeah. Anyways, wow. Now I feel like I have to suffer through the beginnings to get to this alien boss. I got it right here. I'll play it. Yeah, man.
I'm watching a gameplay of it right now, and it is terrifying.
It's terrifying.
It turns dark real fast. Like you said in the beginning, you're this nice dolphin, you're swimming with your friends, you're having a blast, and you go up, and then the next thing you know, they're all gone and you're by yourself. And then I think it's like underwater puzzles as a dolphin, and it's, mazes and stuff you got to go through. And then all of a sudden it just gets really dark. Like, I never played it all the way through, but I've seen people play it, and then it always pops up and sometimes in hidden gems or whatever, because you're just like, you don't, all of a sudden it's just like our final bosses. It was like final bosses that you don't expect. And then, you're just like, what the heck?
Hey, there's an Echo Jr.
So there's Echo Jr., and I think there was a game on the Dreamcast, which was more open world, but I never really got around to.
Echo Tides of Time, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
And then there's been works apparently, and I just, when preparing for this tonight, I did see where the creator has come out and said that he is working on a remake or a reboot of some sort. So I've got my fingers crossed.
Austin, there it was. I just watched it.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
Yep.
The beginning really reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I was just about
when all
to
the
say
dolphins are just take off into
They all
space.
take off?
I wonder if they took that from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like no instructions. There's no direction to like how to progress. You just have to kind of stumble across it by just jumping up in the air like really, really high. And like I said, when I was, I don't know, like 7, 8 years old, I don't remember how old I was when I was playing it, but like it freaked me out. I was like, what the heck happened here?
It's a pretty game.
Oh yeah.
The graphics are cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's like Comic Zone or whatever. The graphics are like seem like they're ahead of the time
Wait a
for it.
minute. Don't put Echo in the same in Comic Zone. Come on now. No.
It's Sega blast processing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is. I almost knocked this light over whenever you said Echo the Dolphin. I kicked back in my
But
chair.
you know what? That fits the brand. If you were to reboot this and do it correctly, because
I love the pick.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, Sega is set to remake Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, and Echo the Dolphin. I believe that would be cool.
Two veteran movies.
Those are three like really iconic games. All right, Andy.
This one may come as a surprise to you, Kirk. I'm picking Final Fantasy. No. So this game, and there's a specific reason why this game I'm picking. This was one that I played for the PlayStation 2. I had this one, and the world that we're in of this type of video game nowadays is really kind of boring, to be honest with you. And I hate kind of what's happened to this genre of the game. But back in the day, we had multiple options, and it was a lot more fun to play this style of video game. I'm going to pick for my George ESPN NFL 2K5.
Yes.
As my George. If you know anything, like today, it's dominate. You can only play NFL people in Madden, right? That's the only thing you can do. And every Madden comes out, and it feels, Kirk, like StreamYard, where it's like the new feature that comes out is like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't make the game any better. You know, for a while, the Madden games were great. I mean, I played Madden games up until I think 2011, 12-ish or so. I was playing those games. And then it just kind of became vanilla. And every year we just released a new Madden because we had to release a new Madden. But ESPN NFL 2K5, you had the option of, you know, in the career mode, a lot of these things like the first person, which it didn't really do super well in that, but they were thinking of different ways to play the game. I loved the option where you would have a career and you would have your crib, right? And throughout your career, you started off in like a little apartment, and then you eventually got like a mansion, but you were like literally being the football player, not just on the field, but like throughout life. So that was a really unique kind of approach to it. But I think in general, I just want more options for the NFL. Now, there are other football games out there for sure, and there's other things you can play. There's other versions of different, but it is 100% monopolized by the Madden franchise and
player licensing and
all of that kind of stuff. Now you can play as these offshoot characters and have all these other things and different ones, and it's just not the same. I just want multiple options for it, and specifically, I think that the NFL 2K series, I think 2K5 was the best one. That was just TO on the cover, but
Yep.
widely it's believed that that's the best one of the whole series. But that is my George. Needs to be rebooted. We need to rethink the entire NFL video game world, and we would do it by doing NFL 2K. So there's my pick.
Only thing I'll say is I really didn't play the ESPN football games. Madden did have a hold on it, and then NCAA had a hold on it for football and PlayStation for me.
Now we did see NCAA back, which is good.
But what I would say is today, Aaron, when he was talking about Pokemon Snap, one of his big picks that he said that we should redo was Blitz. And
Blitz
I
is a lot of games.
thought that would be a good idea, with the licensed characters and maybe adding some new nuances and
NFL Street was good too.
Yeah, is that one. So it's a cool pick. I love the sports title. I thought of a few sports titles, and potentially you might see some. I don't know.
I love this game. I'm glad that you brought. I actually forgot all about this game, and I remember the big controversy when this came out because we were sick of Madden too. Madden this, Madden that, and yeah, TO on the cover just blew my mind, and I'm remembering this. And then I'm glad you mentioned it because if you weren't, I was the first person mode. It was hard. If you were a receiver or something like that, it was impossible. You couldn't do it. But it was still cool that they had it. But I looked up the images because I couldn't remember exactly if it was TO or not. And I brought back a picture of Boomer popped up. And I remember his minutes in between were boom,
yes,
bang.
Yes.
At halftime, you could see the first half of scoring, and they would do loading screen. And it was really cool because you could see all the touchdowns and stuff. And then, but no, just, the career mode. And then it was something different. We were at that time, and then I think it was the next year, Madden bought the player licensing and just really cut everybody off. Yep. They could be the only football game unless you did like, I think what was that? They did like an Arena Pro Football or whatever that had like John Elway on the cover. But I think you could use other people, but you couldn't use real NFL players or something.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up. The Chris Berman halftime.
Yeah.
That was, you felt like you were watching him.
Yep.
And I'm not skipping through halftime. I want to see.
Yeah. I want to see all the touchdowns.
Play an ESPN game and bring back some of the old ESPN announcers.
Oh man, you put Stuart Scott,
yes.
Dan, Dan Patrick.
Yep.
Cool pick.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Stuart Scott the other day that ESPN really hasn't been the same since he left.
That was literally my core nostalgia of watching Sports Center was getting up in the morning watching Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen together. That was my.
Yeah, I miss baseball tonight, man.
Mm-hmm.
I miss baseball tonight.
Nostalgia therapy.
Hey, look. So let me finish this thing off. We'll get into Benjamins and get out of here. So, like I said, when this was brought up, I was like, it took me about 2 seconds to think about it. And I was like, yeah, there's the game. We haven't seen our guy Rad Bash in a long time, but he preaches this game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Dark.
I knew exactly what you were going to pick as soon as you said Rad Bash.
Yeah, that's why I did that. But yeah. Hey, so Dark Cloud. This was PlayStation's try to do Zelda, right? And it has a lot of different things to it, but the game is a cult classic. This is the very first PlayStation 2 game I ever got. Very similar to Golden Sun. When I purchased the PlayStation 2, I looked at the cover. I was like, man, that's similar to Zelda. I read the back. I was like, this sounds fun. And I purchased it, and I love it. It is amazing. It needs a revamp. They did a Dark Cloud 2, and it was not nearly as good, and it kind of died. So it kind of killed a lot of the franchise. But I would love to see this redone, bringing it back to life. It's not. It's more of a Zelda style, Andy. More of a
It's like a dungeon crawler kind of, wasn't it?
Crawler,
yeah.
It more of like an ocarina feel than a role playing feel.
Yeah.
and Andy, you can appreciate that side. But this is a really, really fun game, and I would love to see this redone. I would just love to see a new style of it, just bringing it back, man. Because I hate that it didn't have more sequels, and it's because of Dark Cloud 2, really, which was a totally different kind of game. It tried
Yeah.
some new stuff, and it just didn't work. So
Was that the city builder one, or was Dark Cloud one where you were
this one,
building like it?
you build the city in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
So yeah, you have it. Yeah, it's just really cool. You build it. You build a customized world. You play it. You live it. And yeah, it was real time weather. So I remember like whatever the time was on your PlayStation was the time on in the game, which that was something that was kind of cool. I remember it being one of my first games having. I was like, wow, this is cool. And now they kind of do that often, but back then it was like, whoa, that's cool. It's kind of like syncing in with what real time weather. I remember it was raining, it would rain, that kind of stuff, all kinds of whatever.
Very
Yeah.
immersive.
Yeah.
Very immersive. Yeah. You guys, I know Andy, you probably haven't played too much of this, but I think you would like this considering.
Well, I mean, if it's in the line of Ocarina. I mean,
Well, it's not so much Ocarina. It has a little bit of RPG elements, but yeah, it's more close to that than Final Fantasy turn-based.
yeah.
What about you guys?
I missed the whole like PlayStation 2 generation. I was kind of in high school and college when that was going, and I just wasn't into gaming during that time. I was a sports kid, and so the only PlayStation 2 games I really got a chance to play were after a lot of these had come out, and my younger brothers had a PlayStation 2, and a lot of and some of these games. That's where I played parts of Sly Cooper. Never finished it, but I agreed with Taylor's pick that it's a great game that needs to be revamped or remade. But as far as Dark Cloud, I always kind of looked at it because we were more Nintendo. It seemed like a Zelda clone, and I was playing Zelda. So.
Yeah. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So, hey, Mr. Fred, what's worse, a chipped tooth or throwing up for a day?
Throwing up for a day.
I'll take throwing up for a day. I'll take throwing up for a day, Mr. Fred. Thanks for being here. Mr. Fred's over on the short side, so yeah, a lot of times just random folks come in and say weird things. So there you go. So that is, well, Taylor, have you played this?
I did not, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's another one of those older retro games. And it's wild to say retro for PlayStation 2, like we said
Right.
earlier, but it is. You're at that. You're 1998, I believe. Was this 98?
What is it? So retro is what, 15? Were you saying 15 years?
I think it's 20.
20 years usually, or older than 2 generations of consoles, or 3 generations, I think it was. But
So-
yeah, 20 years is kind of the.
Dark
And I am almost
Cloud.
double retro.
Yeah, so Dark Cloud was 1990. No, it was 2000. 2000. So 26 years old. Man.
Wow.
95% rating.
Nice.
Dang.
That's wild. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
a great game. It's fun. Anyways, well, that's going to be our top 4. Let's play our second half honorable mention style. PS2, I'd say Snowblind and Ghost Rider 1 and 2. Yeah, those are good picks, Holy Rhino. So this is how we're going to do it. Well, let's play our little video. We call him Benjamin Franklin. We call him the Benjamins because Benjamin Franklin was, the internet's always right. When we first started doing this, we're like, what can we call it? And we looked some stuff up, and it said somewhere in the dark web that Benjamin Franklin was potentially going to be the 5th guy on the mountain. So today, what actually missed our mountains? Get it. It's a little different. Now, we can't mention anything mentioned. Unfortunately, Andy, you cannot mention Echo the Dolphin. Unfortunately, you can't pick the Final Fantasy Legends that I know you wanted.
Dang
You're
it.
going to go a different route. But we keep the same order. The difference here is it's like fantasy football draft where we go this way, and then second round we come back. Third, we go this way. Fourth, back. So, Zach, you have first pick, and you're going to have last pick. I'm at the end, so I get back-to-back picks 2 times. Here's the only thing I would say. You kind of see where we live. My list is going to change a little bit. I don't have another single role player necessarily on here, so my list will change. But if you have something that you think somebody else might want, you don't have to put these in order. Take it before they take it. So, like, if there was zombies out there that you had, it was mentioned a couple times, take it. So take the very best available. And then and see who builds the best 8, because you already had done 4. And also, you don't need to, like, go into a big explanation. We're just kind of, like, randomly thrown out. We'll do a couple talks, and then we'll get on out of here. So these are just the honorable mentions. Zach, you're first. What missed your mountain today?
Well, somebody had said it in passing earlier when we were talking about survival horror, so I had to go with I was going to pick Dino Crisis.
Dang it!
So,
Hey,
there was talks of remakes, and I recently looked at it up again because I was like, oh man, a Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 remake, but with Dino Crisis would look amazing. But as far as I could tell from the interweb, that they had canceled the remake. At least that's what Google tells me. But I was extremely excited for that one, but then it didn't come through. But so
Zach, you're becoming a real, like, the system around here. I love it. Taylor, what you got?
Okay, so this isn't necessarily. I would like to see a redesign of a gaming concept. This is something that I've been wanting to scream into the void for a while, and I feel like this is the perfect platform to do so. I would love to see handheld gaming redesigned. This is a handheld gaming console. This is a handheld gaming console. A Switch is not a handheld gaming console. That is a portable console. It is easy to move around. This is comfortable to hold in your hand and play. We're going back to this era of flips. We have the Z Flip, we're going back to flip phones and stuff.
Yep.
Why can we not do that with handheld gaming? Because I'm not a Switch hater. I don't dislike the Switch, but that is clunky. It is heavy. You cannot play. It's just, you're straining your neck. You're straining your arms. This is comfortable. This is a handheld gaming console, not a Switch.
$8,000 for one.
Right.
That's the other problem. Yeah, no.
And I would like to see.
I love how you went a different route. I love that. That is classic. I will say this. I have a couple of those new, like, revamped kind of things where they're small, but they're like a redo of a handheld. And honestly, I don't like playing them anymore because my hands are so much bigger. I am so much more comfortable with the Switch.
Okay.
But those, I have a couple. And I love playing them because they got the more retro games on them, the ones that I have. And some of the things that I want to do can't happen. So if they redid it with games that are for that platform instead of pulling off old retro games and just putting it on that,
right.
I think I would probably like it because there's some things that this is just really hard to do on them.
What about handheld solitaire and bass fishing game? Those were.
Oh man!
Yeah.
I think everybody I knew had video poker
Now I'm
or
starting to sound
the
like
bass
my dad.
game.
My dad only wanted
remember the bass one.
That's it.
Yeah.
But look, the Tamagotchi came back. I mean,
Yeah.
let's
All right, Austin, what missed your mountain today?
I'm gonna go with Diddy Kong Racing.
No, another one from Andy. Good pick. Good pick.
I'm gonna be honest, it was down my list, but I was like, oh, I gotta say it now because somebody's gonna grab it.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Next.
Austin learning. Austin, you're so welcome back.
I liked Diddy Kong more than Mario Kart back in the day.
But it's okay to be wrong. Okay, it's not better. No, I know. Like, there's a lot of people who said. That's what I was going to say whenever I was going to talk about it, but now I can't talk about it. So since I can't talk about it, what I was going to say is that it needs to be remade. It's a good concept, but Mario Kart is far superior to Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah,
but I digress. Anyway,
I like the boss option. That Mario Kart didn't have a boss, but even though he was impossible to beat, but it
The
was
airplane stuff is clunky. It was kind of weird to
Yeah.
fly in some of the levels.
Yep.
I don't know. Like,
All right.
yeah,
Wow. Andy, I think you just lost half your list just right there.
dude. I mean, you're tearing this thing apart. I'm gonna go for mine. Man, which one do I want to do? Okay. Let's do Army Men, Sarge's Heroes.
That was
Let's
mentioned in the
throw
chat
that out there.
earlier.
Yeah, this is a fun one to play. I recently I bought the one on the 64, and it is not a good replay.
Now Peter knows what's up.
Handheld Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
But it's clunky. It's weird to play the OG one. It got better over time, but it would be cool. It's a cool concept, right? The Army Men, and I always liked getting the flamethrowers on the Army Men because they would just melt, which is just it's fun. Plays off of that. So let's go Army Men.
I love those games.
Yeah,
Those were
man, I
great
love
games.
Those are so much fun. Hey, I thought I might not 8 out. I think I'm going to 8 men out on this one. I think I'm 8 men out because this was mentioned earlier, but it made it to me. So I'm going to say it now. Actually, it was said in the pregame talk, Andy. Said in pregame by my man Zach. And it's the better Zelda game. I'm going with Link Zelda 2, buddy.
Oh,
That's on my list.
Yeah, that's my hot take. I always say that number 2 is
It
better
was
than
the
1.
one pick that I was like, somebody's gonna say it. I know it. Say, look. So I'm going with Zelda 2. Different style game, amazing game, fun game, hard game. But to see this in the way they did Link's Awakening or they did Skyward Sword for Switch, bringing this
Yes.
back as the revamp, this is the one I want. I almost said the first Zelda, but I know they've redone that, report that a few times in a different few places. I haven't seen this one redone. I would like to see it done like they did the other two.
And they better come in a gold cart too.
That'd be cool. I think I might finish. I think I might do this. So here's another game. This is fun. It really came from a cartoon, kind of anime, Japanese thing, Nintendo game I had. I don't know why I got it. It was probably in the KB Toys cheap bin at the time when I picked it up. Didn't know much about it. I've watched the cartoon now. I love the cartoon. It's really old school. I'm going with this. Little Nemo, the Dream Master. What a fun game from back in the day as a kid. I love the story. Very fun story. Kind of clunky game. You throw candy at things and kind of get in it. I would love to see this redone in a modern style.
The movie's kind of a fever dream too.
It is a fever dream. Dude.
Yeah.
It's wild. So I'm going with
The one with the fish.
no.
I'm
This
just-
one, Finding Nemo. I got you. Took me a second.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
well, the fish-
That might be.
I think there might be a fish in there. That's why I stopped for a second, and then I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
All
'cause
right.
I remember.
All right, Andy.
Oh man, I like now I know my crowd here, and I'm just I gotta tread lightly here. I gotta figure out what I'm going with. I think that this one might be taken before it gets back to me. There's been a lot of talks of mascot characters that need to be remade into newer things, and I just think a Rocket Knight Adventures reboot would be really cool.
One of your favorite games. It's a good pick.
Sparkster, I love Rocket Knight. I love Sparkster. I know there was a couple games in that, but just a reboot of the
The
franchise.
original would be cool. That's a
Would
fun
be.
game. It's
Super fun game. I love the boss levels. Very creative, like different takes on bosses, and sounds are great in that. Sprites are awesome. Rocket Knight Adventures.
Good pick. Good pick. All right, Taylor. Wait, no, Austin.
Oh yeah, Austin and then Taylor. Yeah. Because it's circles.
So yeah, I literally had Diddy Kong Racing jump my Adventures of Link so that I could get Diddy Kong, but
Yeah.
obviously I can't pick Link now. I'm going to go with I guess this is probably against the rules, but I'm going to go with a series. And
Guess what? We make the rules. It's good.
there we go.
Go.
BioShock.
Ooh.
1, 2, or 3. I think
Every
that
time
those
this
could-
game's brought up, I go, man, it's on a bucket list. I need to play these.
It's good.
really good.
I know I would love this series, and I just haven't played them.
They are
What's
well
the
worth it.
big thing's name? Mother or wait?
The problem is it's a first-person shooter, and I don't know if
Yeah.
how
Big
Kirk-
Brother and Little Sisters.
Yeah. Big Brother. Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite is the
It's
third
like one of
one.
those that I want. What's that?
I said my favorite is the third one, which kind of deviates from the first two because, like I said, I'm a big wuss and scary things. The third one isn't near as
I
dark.
think
And
Russ Lyman mentioned it on his thing.
Yep.
He
And
said,
it one of the
his-
few games too that had a reversible cover art too. It was that Infinite? Not Infinite. God, I can't think of the name now. But
it was
is infinite.
but
Yeah.
he also
Yeah.
said that the third one was his favorite.
and a big twist at the end. The huge twist at the end was caught me off guard.
It's got a good twist. It was one of the first games
Big
that I had ever
Daddies and
played.
Little. That's it. Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddies. That's what it was.
One of the first games that I had ever played that
He says it's
really.
infinite.
Oh yeah, that's right. That really perfected the companion character.
Yeah.
The person who just is wandering around the game with you or whatever.
Yep.
You really got to just emotionally connect with that character, and it kind of blew me away. But
I always
yes,
I always liked the art style of the Big Daddy, the character,
Yep.
and I was intrigued, but I just never got it or like purchased it. And now looking back, it's become such a great series. I would love to pick those up and kind of play through those. But I like this pick.
Good choice,
Series. I mean, we make the rules here. It's your criteria. It's your list. So I emotionally connected with Tails.
Jeez.
All right, Andy. Taylor, you're up.
Yeah, so I was genuinely surprised that this game hadn't been picked yet. Again, it's from the PS2 era. That's really kind of the retro era that I grew up with. People talk about this all the time on the internet, which is why it didn't make it in my top 4. I didn't want to go with something that was so commonly discussed, but I do feel like it is worth mentioning. But Simpsons Hit and Run.
Nice, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still plays well to this day. I can play it on my PlayStation 2. I have an adapter.
It's back. Says good choice.
Yeah. I love the game. It's so fun. I played this and I played Road Rage. Road Rage is fun, but it can't hold a candle to Hit and Run.
Have you seen the Hit and Run remake in the Unreal Engine in 5?
No.
There's like it's so cool.
Is it a legit remake?
I
or
don't
is it
know
like
if
a
it's.
fan
I don't know if it's
Probably
legit.
a fan fade.
Probably, yeah. It's probably not real, but it just like
I,
the fact that you could be in Springfield and like just the open world is
Yeah.
even in the one you're talking about, man. That was such.
We always called it the kid version of Grand Theft Auto too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the fun part about it.
Donut.
Yeah. Isaac says fan made.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure. It just looks. It's a game that the world needs.
All right.
Absolutely.
So Zach, back-to-back picks.
Okay.
We're the last of the second round, first of the third.
Okay, so so this was just obviously with like games like Red Dead Redemption out and huge. I thought this would be a cool one from the 16-bit era. But I had the first one I was going to go with was Sunset Riders. I thought if they would make a modern day, like going into town to take down the big guy and doing something like that, and just having all that like almost like a bullet hell game, I think it'd be kind of cool. Give that old Western vibes. Other than that, the other choice was going to be. I was surprised this didn't get mentioned or any of the other games, but that matter. But I had to go with Mega Man Legends.
Nice.
It was mentioned in the chat. And
Yep. I saw somebody say that, and I was like, that because that was almost my fourth one because I was never a big fan of the side scroller Mega Man games, but when this came out on the PS1, and it was more the first person like aiming and shooting kind of, and the third person and doing a little bit more over the head stuff. I like the more RPG element to it, and it was kind of a cooler game. So I'll have to go with Sunset Riders and then Mega Man Legends.
those are two really good games, and I approve that message.
I know that Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk, did you bring Sunset Riders when we did hard games or somebody?
It was mentioned. Sunset Riders was mentioned by.
It was in an episode we did. For sure.
I can't remember the other Western that was.
The
on
other
the
one that I
Super
think of all the time was mentioned in the chat too, and Kevin mentioned it last week. But I'll mention it at the end if nobody says it.
Okay.
The one that I'm thinking of. Taylor, back to you.
Yeah. So I'm finally deviating from PlayStation 2. We're going to pivot towards GameCube now.
Uh-oh.
This is another game that I played with one of the kids that my mom babysat when I was a kid. We would play Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and we would also play 007 Nightfire.
Okay.
I know GoldenEye is kind of more of the fan favorite, but
Yep.
Nightfire was the one that I played. I specifically remember the snowy map, and whether you were playing AI or against a friend or whatever, this game was so much fun.
So, fun fact, Taylor, usually whatever I use for the music or the picture, usually, is something that I think could make somebody else's list, but probably won't make mine. And the Warriors game and the GoldenEye music was intentional, and yeah, I'm surprised. It had neither one of those has been mentioned yet, but it's a good pick.
Thank you.
Kirk is horrible at it.
I am horrible at the 007 on 64 for sure. GoldenEye, I'm terrible.
I will say that look, so GoldenEye gets all the love in it, and it's a great game and everything. But the games that the 007 games after that were way better in the sense of like gameplay or whatever. They just don't have the nostalgia. I think for mass appeal. I mean, obviously, like you played this one more, so it has a little bit more nostalgia to you. But when you go back and you play like some of those later games in the 007 series, you're like, man, these are better. These got to be really quiet. How you say it?
I played GoldenEye when they released it on the Switch Online, and I was like, man, the controls, man. How did we play this? And then it's just like got back. I got kind of used. Yeah, I did not age well at all, but it's still just nostalgia.
Yeah. All right, Austin, what's your next one?
All right. Well, first, I love the 007 pick. I'm actually kind of excited for this new 007 game coming out in a couple months. I like the 007 franchise. It's fun. I'm going to go NES, old school. Probably, I don't think anybody's going to have this, but Shatterhand. Wait.
That's an expensive game.
Is it? I don't know. I have no idea anymore.
Isn't that one of those expensive ones?
I think 2. One is, I think 2's worse, but I don't know. But
Shatterhand 2? I'm not.
Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of something other.
Power Blade.
Power Blade. That's what I'm thinking of. It's Power Blade. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Shatterhand. Do what?
160, 170, 100.
Yeah. $160.
Well,
cool.
Somebody selling it for 160.
I have not checked the value of my games in a very, very, very long time.
You should look at the value of Chrono Trigger, probably.
Oh, probably.
This is a cool game. I like this. You made me nervous saying Nintendo. I'm like, and I only need to make it past 2 more people. 2 more people. You and Andy, and I get my 8 for 8.
Yeah, this is a good pick. Shatterhand, just a real quick thing, was the name of a band that was in the local band scene when I was in the local band scene. Shatterhand. It was a fun.
Peter doesn't like the GoldenEye hate.
Well, I'm not hating on it. I love GoldenEye. I'm just being real that it's like, let's be honest. There's like other ones have gotten better, right? My next one that I'm going to pick is I'm going to go old school video game here. Just trying to make Kirk nervous as much as I can here. Although I probably won't pick the same one that he's picking. This would be a cool remake.
If you pick one of them, I'd be like, dang, I can't believe it. But the other one, I would be shocked.
Well, this one I think would be a cool remake. I'm thinking about like graphics now. Now they made a Nintendo 64 version in 1999, but I would say I'm just saying a reboot from the original. It was a super fun game. It was a game that I played a ton as a kid. I think Paperboy would be a really
Oh my word!
Oh my goodness!
Ah,
Paperboy as a remake today would be really.
That wasn't even on my radar. Two of y'all crushed on a Benjamin.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I love Paperboy, and I love the BMX random. Every town needs to have a
It'd be
BMX.
cool if it would be like Tony Hawk and like doing like different moves, like and getting points.
Yeah, but like what a random thing. At the end of every neighborhood, there is a
The
BMX,
obstacle course.
an obstacle course.
Yeah, at the end of every year.
What a cool neighborhood to live in.
All
But
right.
anyway,
funny
Good
stuff. All right, so I've got my last two, and I kind of gave it away already. They're both Nintendo. And I was thinking old games, like games from my childhood. These are two games that I loved playing as a kid, and when I bought them again, similar to the GoldenEye, it's like, man, they're not nearly as good as I remember them being. Especially this one. But this one, I thought about, because it's a licensed title, the movie specifically. If you took this game and made it more Metrovania and went kind of wild with it and put it actually where you're going in the pirate ship and doing all that stuff, I'm going Goonies 2.
Ooh.
And man, doing a full-on Goonies 2 in the new style of like I said, the Metroids or something like that. It was kind of it's kind of tried to do some of that thing, but I love this movie, and I don't think this game did it any justice. And we didn't even get the first one because it was in Japan. So there's that. And then this game, as a kid, I remember loving this game so much. And the character's cool. It's got dinosaurs in it. And oh my gosh, when this game came out, I was like, this is so awesome. And I bought it. This is one of the first games I ordered off of eBay. And when it came in, I played it, and I was like, this game sucks. How did I like this so much? I'm going with Karnov.
That's such a good game.
Yeah.
Karnov,
To me, it was a great game as a kid. I cannot stand this game nowadays.
I believe Karnov in the lore is supposed to be. Are you familiar with the game Shantae?
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just knew that he was like a fire-breathing like circus guy. I remember him also being in Bad Dudes.
So he's a genie, and the more modern games there's called Shantae, the half blood genie or whatever it is or whatever. But apparently there's this whole franchise called Shantae, which is a platformer. The lore is that Karnov is like her dad.
Oh, I know that girl. Okay, I know that. That's her dad.
I believe that is what the
anyways,
supposed
I mean,
lore is.
You talk about box art. That might be one of the best box arts, and that is just crazily cool. And it's. I mean, let me just say this: it was a fun game. It is very buggy. There's a lot of times you're trying to get certain items, you can't get to them. I'm like, when do we ever get that? And where was the thing to get that? And the whole swimming level, it's just tough. And then you get your first boss. The story isn't there either. Like, it doesn't explain a lot what you're doing. Like, you're just playing this weird platformer. I would just like it. I don't know. But back around, Andy, who you got?
gosh, I got like 5 I can pick between at least right here. Man, I don't know which one I want to go with. I guess I'll do this one. This would be cool. We've talked about it recently. In fact, I believe it was maybe it was last week we talked about this one. A new updated version of Earthworm Jim would be super cool.
Oh my gosh, freaking, that was the other game Aaron had on his list.
Earthworm Jim in the again, third person, kind of open. Can you imagine an open world concept Earthworm Jim video game would be super fun?
You and Aaron are so much alike. It's
I'm
great.
telling you, if we could just get him to like Paramore, then we would
Well,
be
if
okay.
we could just get him on the show, but he refuses. He's
Or watch the show. Yeah, that would be another one too.
we all see him. Anyways, yeah, good pick. Good pick. That's a fun game. It was on the weird and peculiar games with.
That was what it was. A couple weeks.
All right, so let's see. What's the order? Austin, Taylor, Zach, you're finishing off, and the show's over.
My last
gosh, this might be the longest show ever if we keep going at this rate.
Well, I'll make it quick. My last pick is I did not grow up with the Zelda. I did grow up with the NES, but did not have the Legend of Zelda at all. So my last pick is Spiritual Warfare, Wisdom Tree game. I actually love this game. It basically is just a Zelda clone, but as like a little Bible thing.
Christian video game. Wow.
It's Christian Zelda, and
Mom, can we play Zelda? No, we have Zelda at home. The Zelda.
Exactly, but I have such fond memories of it, and it cracks me up going back and playing it. You can I don't know, you can stand in front of a bar and hit people with the fruit of the spirit, and they come out. It's hilarious. And occasionally the angels will be flying around, and you go touch them, and then they'll ask you some Bible trivia. I don't know. It is absolutely a clone.
That's a good pick. That's right on brand. We love
it. Yeah,
it.
well, it is. I just have such because again, I did not grow up with Zelda. This was my Zelda, and obviously Zelda is a fantastic franchise, and they did a great job with the game. This is I would love to, and I don't since again this is a Christian podcast. It's not a Christian podcast. It does make me like there's not really good Christian video games anymore.
No,
if they do,
people that I have reached out to that are in this thing that are kind of like Taylor, and they're kind of like developing some Christian games, which are really cool. Anointed is one of them as the developers, and there's another one in there. But they're pretty cool. But yeah, they don't have really good Christian games. It's just not something that, unfortunately, has been out there.
I mean, I'm not saying that there may not be even a demand for that kind of stuff, but I had a lot of fond memories with that game growing up.
I wonder if that is on this. But
go
ahead. Taylor, you're up.
Oh, yeah. So my last one, we're going to come back to PlayStation 2 era. I didn't really play this back in the era that it was popular, but I did try to play it as an adult, and it's just hard to bring it into 2026. So I would like to see it remade. I know they did remixes of this game, but I would like to see an actual remaster. We're going to go with Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, almost like that.
I'm very close to adding that to my list. Very, very close.
I was very close to adding that too. It was one of those on the shelf. I picked it and I was like, but good pick. I love that. Listen, that's the first game in this system's realm that I haven't been able to find, Austin. There's no spiritual warfare on this thing.
It's on multiple systems, so you may be able to find it on something.
Yeah, I'll have to look on another system then.
It's on Microsoft Windows. Do you have that on there?
Oh, I do have that.
Linux. Yeah, it's on the Genesis too. So hey, you picked another Genesis game. All right, Zach, you're gonna wrap us up. The last pick of the night.
This is like I said, this was obviously going to make it to the list, but I just kind of, and I'm surprised. I should say that now after I know the crowd that I'm not surprised that this didn't get it because there's not very many turn-based lovers here. But I mentioned it earlier that I was looking for kind of wonky other kind of games, and so my last choice would have to be Earthbound because I feel like if they did this with a modern day and just all the obscure weird stuff in this game, like instead of swords there was baseball bats, there was yo-yos as weapons, and just and then the weird stuff with the telekinesis and the mental stuff. I think that they could make a really cool change on some of that stuff. But I think I don't know, and they could be doing it more over in Japan. I know here it's called Earthbound, over there it's called Mother, and the series continued. But I don't know, this was just something that I loved how like weird and like quirky this game was.
Earthbound for the first time when all this big retro gaming boom online started. I had never really been introduced to it, and then everybody was like, it was the game that is the most sought out, expensive box. That whole thing. I was like, okay, so let's find it. And when I got this system, so I bought this Retro Pi with 25,000 games on it for my son to play old retro games, because I was like, I'm never going to purchase all those, but I would love for you to play the old games that we played. And he started his own YouTube channel, and then when I got this, it's on here. So I was like, oh, I'll play it here, just like Samson. I'm like, I've never played that. Played it on there, and I was like, this is cool. But Earthbound is a fun game, and I just don't have a lot of experience with it because
I didn't play it until I got my SNES Classic Mini.
I never really even heard of it until I got older, and then older I was definitely not purchasing it. That's just out of my realm. So
great game.
Undertale looks like the spiritual successor. I haven't played too much Undertale either. Do watch a couple people play online, but it does.
Same here, and it does. It feels a lot. It has definitely Earthbound vibes to it.
So, anyways, that's Retro Rick's favorite game. He always says it on his video whenever they ask him. Is Earthbound. Well, look, guys, that's our show, and this is actually the very first time we broke 3 hours. We've gotten to 2 hours and 59 minutes one time. We're like, hey, we got to get out before 3 hours. Now we're at 3:01, but before we head out, I thank you guys for hanging out. 3 hours is a long time to hang out. Pretty soon we're going to be like Joe Rogan if we keep doing this.
Watch out, bro.
Here's the deal. I want you guys, before we head out, thank you everybody in the chat. There's 10 of you that hung around this whole time to listen to a bunch of people talk about old games. But the reality is, it's a great community. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Before we leave, let's go backwards order like we did the last time. Zach, thanks for being here, dude. Tell everybody about Iro Retro Gamer Dad one more time for the ones that maybe didn't catch it in the beginning, and tell them where they can find it.
Just very basic. My channel is very raw. I kind of just do opinionated stuff, talking about video games in general, stuff that goes along with video games and mental health, and just it's very raw. My channel has come from being very focused on what the viewer wants to what I want to make. So if you just enjoy chill chats about games, occasional live streams, and stuff like that, just come on over. I don't really do too much on Ender Socials nowadays. I kind of broke myself away from a lot of that stuff. Took too much of my time. So just check me out on YouTube.
Yeah. Zach, you have such a cool vibe, your channel, talking about the addictions. It's new. Go over there, hang out with him. He's got a great community, great bunch of members and people in the chat. Follow him in his adventures with his kids, and dude, we love having you. We love you being here. You've been such an amazing friend of the channel since joining the first time. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Hey,
thank you guys.
I do want to say this, and Bryce, my bad, man. I knew I forgot something. We went quickly in the halftime. I'm not going to leave without doing this before we get off. I don't care if we're at 4 hours. This is important. I love you, man, and we'll do that in a second. Taylor, you're up. Tell everybody about your channel and your development and the con and whatever you want friends to know about before we head out.
Yeah. So you can find me on Twitch at TaylorMoon95. Taylor spelled Tailor, like Sailor Moon, but Taylor Moon.
That's awesome.
That's a little preview of my channel there.
I love a good logo that bends into what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. You can find the Crybaby Games project on Instagram at Crybaby Games Dev Team. You can find us on Facebook. You can just search Crybaby Games. And you can if you plan to attend the Augusta Video Gaming Exposition, you can go to AugustaVideoGamingExposition.com to get your tickets. And I believe, and then on TikTok, if anyone wants to follow me on TikTok, it is at Taylor.moon95. So
We
Taylor,
are so behind on TikTok. I can't even imagine. Like, there's so much to do, and we have so many cool reels we could have done there, and we are so behind. But we do have a TikTok too. Taylor Moon 95, is that it?
for TikTok, it's Taylor.moon95. Oh, Twitch is just TaylorMoon95.
Yeah. All right. Done.
Thank you.
All right, Austin. Finish us off. Shout out all the creations you've got going on so people can follow and know and chase and see what you got, and then we're gonna head out.
The one that I kind of want to, I guess bring to the forefront is Southeast Game Exchange. For those that don't know, we are in Greenville, South Carolina. It is a gaming expo. It's going into our 10th year. We've got a really, really, really big show planned. In fact, I believe with some of the things that we are adding this year, we will have one of the largest footprints when it comes to show size in the country. So we're really, really excited. We will be doing our big announcement showcase on Thursday of next week. I don't know what time that'll be, but we do a showcase. It's kind of a little bit of a spoof off of like a Nintendo Direct, where we announce we announce some of our special guests, our theme for the show. You'll see some of the merch that we have planned, some of the different activities and different things that we're adding to the show. And we are adding a lot of stuff. We're doing a lot of additional stuff this year that we've never done before. And we're really excited about it. So definitely follow us. YouTube, Southeast Game Exchange, Facebook, Southeast Game Exchange, Instagram, Southeast Game Exchange. I think we've got a TikTok and Southeast Game Exchange. An X or Twitter, whatever. I think it's also Southeast Game Exchange or SEGE, something like that. But definitely check us out. We're really excited. This is a big year for us.
Totally agree, Bryce. Great show, and we love the Southeast Game Exchange. Austin, we mentioned we haven't talked any details or anything, but there was a potential that we would get a chance to be a part of that new lineup, and if that comes to fruition, we are so excited to be a part any way we can, and especially the opportunity to maybe bring a message. So if we would do that, I am excited to see what the theme is, because that's usually how we figure out what the message is we're going to talk about. So it's going to be awesome. So with that being said, everybody go follow all these cool people, cool friends. It's all, wait, Austin is, oh yeah. This is it. Where's Owazram? He didn't show up today, Mr. CG. This is a big thing.
So it is pronounced Southeast Game Exchange. No, I'm
I knew he was going to say that.
So we get Siege, we get Sigi, we get Sedge, we get CG. Yeah, we get all kinds of stuff.
Owazram's trying to tell us it's because it's Sega, it should be Sigi, and I said, well, then shouldn't it be Segi?
We get Segi a lot as well. I will say that the reason we have it Southeast Game Exchange is because the abbreviation for Southeast is SE. So SE and then Game Exchange. So SEGE. We never intended to call it anything other than Southeast Game Exchange, but as we are now 10 years in, it appears as though the most common way to pronounce it, which is not phonetically correct at all, is Siege. And so internally, we call it Siege as well. And we understand it is not phonetically correct.
Very much like it's GIF and not GIF.
Exactly. And so I guess if there's a lore out there and you want to
well, you heard it here. It's official.
Exactly,
On the Rushmore
exactly.
Show.
it's Siege.
It's
so
Siege. All right.
there you go.
Dude, awesome. Hey, so everybody, thank you in the chat. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Next week, we finish off our video game series. We're actually off the week after for my daughter's wedding. Andy will be there in attendance. Clip that. Clip it. Tag Owazrim. But anyways, with that being said, next week, we have Double Mint Games. And we have Retro Gaming Pandemic. Both guys, we have Tom and Chris, as well as Jared and Eric from Retro Gaming Pandemic. We're talking about Super Nintendo. That's 4 guys. If we talk as much this time, we will hit that Joe Rogan time. But it's Super Nintendo too. So come back, join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Andy, it is late, dude. It is time to go to bed and let our friends go home. They were not in for a 3-hour tour. 3-hour tour.
Yeah. Well, again, Austin, Taylor, Zach, thank you guys for joining us tonight.
It means so much.
If you want to hang out with us, and you guys are welcome back for sure. We'd love to have you back whenever you guys want to be back. But let's say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4.
And nothing more.
And nothing more.